your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Tennessee lawmakers pass a new U.S. House map urged by President Trump that carves up a majority black district in Memphis and keeps Nashville divided among 3 districts as well. The geographically compact 9th district that includes Memphis would stretch a couple hundred miles eastward before reaching north toward the Nashville suburbs. Protesters have gathered at the state capitol in Nashville, including Michael Crowley, who says this is completely unfair.
It splits Memphis, it dilutes Memphis, just like they did Davidson County in 2022. They just did this 4 years ago. They already have 8 of the 9 seats. I don't know why they're being so greedy.
The Tennessee House and Senate have passed the maps, and it now heads to the Republican governor for his signature. U.S. health officials are tracing the contacts of passengers who were on a cruise ship with the deadly hantavirus. CBS's Tom Hansen.
Virginia, 2 people in Georgia, Arizona, 2 people in Texas, and a person in California. Those are all people who are being monitored by the CDC, by municipal governments, and they're being urged to report any sort of symptoms that they may be feeling.
The ship will anchor at a port in the Canary Islands. The United States is waiting for a response from Iran through Pakistani mediators to its one-page memorandum aimed at restarting talks. CBS's Weijia Zhang at the White House.
This is not an actual peace deal proposal. This is really a deal to start negotiating a deal.
The White House confirms that Ukraine's top negotiator is meeting U.S. officials in Miami today to try to jumpstart talks on ending Russia's invasion. Meantime, Russia urges residents and diplomats to leave Kyiv, warning of a potential retaliatory strike during a unilateral ceasefire Moscow declared around its World War II victory holiday on May 9th. CBS's Aidan Stretch in Kyiv.
Ukraine has threatened to disrupt that day if Russia continues to attack Ukraine the way it has. And so what the foreign ministry was saying is that residents in Kyiv should feel the need to evacuate if Russia is forced to retaliate to any Ukrainian disruptions to that day.
The FEMA Review Council has just released recommendations that would revamp the agency's role in disaster preparedness and recovery. CBS's Allison Keyes reports.
Recommendations from the FEMA panel include replacing the reimbursement process for aid with one that delivers money faster and more directly. It also suggests that the agency give up efforts to help survivors get long-term housing and that it should only help people whose homes are uninhabitable. Some on the panel say the agency has become political. Many of the changes would require action by Congress. Allison Keyes, CBS News, Washington.
Stocks are down on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
What is going on?
What's going on here?
How is this possible?
Great storytelling starts here.
Oh, come on.
Why? It's time for 60 Minutes.
A push to expand homeless shelters is moving forward. Details straight ahead. But first, your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by your KIRO News Radio app. Over in Renton, northbound 405 at Sunset Boulevard, where we've been on a scene of a crash for about an hour now, blocking that right lane. Looks like they're working to move it over to the Gore Point. But right now, you're sitting in a bumper-to-bumper backup starting at 167. Renton to Bellevue, a 40-minute commute. That's a 25-minute delay. And now northbound 167 jams up at 180th for drivers waiting to get on to northbound 405. Here in Seattle, it's a 15-minute trip through downtown on North 5. Scattered backups from the West Seattle Bridge to the Ship Canal Bridge. Got about a 2-mile clear patch, though, right through the heart of downtown. And South 5, just a little crowded from Lake City Way into downtown. Text the app to 888-973-5476 and download the KIRO News Radio app. Listen to your favorite shows and get the latest news and updates sent straight to your phone.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Seattle City Council is pushing forward legislation to expand the size of temporary shelters for the homeless. The bill that passed with several amendments would expand the size of temporary shelters around the city by 50%. Nonprofits like Share Wheel asked city council members to reject those amendments.
Without shelter, people do die, and sometimes red tape kills. Homeless people, including those in low-barrier shelters, are people in need, not predators.
The amendments require sites with more than 100 beds to have a public safety plan and to be staffed 24/7, and shelters need agreements with nearby neighborhoods on expectations for behavior. The bill will go to the full council for a vote next month. A Tenino high school student has been arrested for allegedly threatening to bring a gun to school. Deputies got a report from another student who overheard the threat. Thurston County Sheriff's deputies used surveillance footage to identify the suspect, and that person was arrested early this morning. A Tacoma woman is asking for help finding the cremated remains of her 11-year-old brother after they were stolen from her car. Brielle Priest tells KIRO 7 TV's Jack Bilyeu she left the ashes in a suitcase in the back of her car.
In the morning, she left for work and realized everything inside was gone. She found the suitcase in the stairwell near a garage, but the ashes weren't there.
It's terrible. It's horrible. It's unnerving. It's disgusting. I'm sick. I'm upset. I'm sad. I'm devastated.
Her apartment's cameras captured the man going into the building, and at one point you can see him carrying some of her items through the garage. She posted the pictures on Facebook and got dozens of replies claiming the same man had stolen things in other parts of town.
Tacoma police are investigating. Newly released video shows a suspect accused of stealing a Washington State Patrol trooper's vehicle on Christmas Day. KIRO 7 TV's Brooke Griffin has details.
Police say 24-year-old Alexander Smith was found walking along I-5 near Northgate. We're now also getting a look at the conversations in the interrogation room on that Christmas afternoon. Smith admitted to going to Seattle to smoke meth 2 days earlier, at some point checking into Harborview. He told detectives he took their car to get home instead of using the bus and complimented the trooper that stopped him.
I had the pedal to the metal, right? But he's going faster than me. I think his car was a little souped up more than mine.
In a court appearance in January, Smith was deemed incompetent to stand trial.
Smith is due back in court on May 18th. And now check on your KIRO News Radio weather. Another mostly cloudy day, 66 for our high. Same forecast Friday before we begin to clear out a little for the weekend. Mother's Day looking partly cloudy and right around 70. 58 and partly sunny in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome to the show. Happy Thursday to you. Jake Skorheim sitting alongside Spike O'Neill. Spike, welcome to the show.
Thank you, my friend.
Lot to discuss.
Yes, it is.
There's a lot to talk about.
Big show today.
We got some local homeless stuff here, which you're not going to believe is a crazy story. I mean, literally, when I saw this headline, I bumped it to the very top of the list of the things that I wanted to discuss because I just can't explain this, and I can't figure out what Seattle City Council is thinking by doing this.
Well, if it was an easy problem to solve, anybody could solve it. It's a difficult situation.
If anybody does not include them, they cannot solve it.
I'm not saying they can.
We'll get into that in just a second. But then also in just a couple minutes, we're going to talk about all this hantavirus stuff. And it's one of those stories where if you don't look into it, it's real easy to get scared about. And then if you start reading into it, I do feel like it kind of makes you feel a little more comforted. And so we'll read into that.
That's a bedrock mentality I think we all should have. Information
to read things, not just
information
headlines.
is power.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
The more you know. Right? It's amazing how it cures so many ills.
Sure.
Just knowing a little bit more.
I mean, this one actually is an illness. It does kill, so
yeah.
It's kind of like, it's ironic.
The more you know.
But yes, we'll get into that in just a second. Can we start with this homeless story, though?
Sure.
Luke Ducey had this. This was on, I believe this is on Seattle's Morning News. But I'm going to read you this headline that I saw, and then we'll listen to Luke talk about it, and then you and I can both yell about it. Or I don't know. I don't know what your reaction to this can be. I assume it's yelling as well.
Whatever you need me to do, buddy. I'm here for you.
Seattle City. Here's this headline. Seattle City Council advances a homeless shelter expansion bill.
What? I'm kidding. Sorry to say.
But drops proposed school buffer zones. Why would they do such a thing as that? Let's let Luke tell us a little bit about it.
If this passes the full council, this bill will expand the size of temporary shelters around the city by 50%. So any location hosting like tiny homes, RVs, or tents can now grow from 100 residents to 150 residents. But there was an amendment being considered that would have placed zone restrictions for shelter expansion, creating buffers near schools. That was removed to the last second. For many nonprofits, amendments to the bill would restrict how they could help the homeless.
It resembles the organization of a prison more than of a shelter.
Without shelter, people do die. And sometimes red tape kills.
These suggestions would be very costly, much more than I think people expect, and would severely restrict the creation of new shelters in a time of desperate need.
Yeah, the amendments that passed, though, include these. 2 that require sites with more than 100 beds to have a public safety plan and to be staffed 24/7. Another requires shelters have an agreement with nearby neighborhoods around expectations of behavior. And the last one mandates that you have to have one manager for every 15 residents with high needs. Back to that buffer zone, some council members worried that their hands are tied a bit around creating those buffer zones because they have to follow a new state law that requires cities to allow more shelter in neighborhoods.
All right, so this is not passed yet. It is advanced in the committee.
The committee passed, and it's got to go to the full council. Correct, yes.
Does this just sound crazy to you? I don't know why. This makes 0 sense to me. 0 cents.
Well,
please help them. I mean, if there's a way to make sense of it, but if not, we can all just throw up our hands and move on to the next story, I guess.
Well, the mayor's got an agenda to provide more beds. That's one of the mission statements of the mayor's administration. One of the campaign pillars was helping to address the homeless situation in Seattle, and one of the solutions they feel an encompassing solution, is more places that aren't on the streets in front of businesses.
So
am I getting it right so far?
So for millionaires, it's buy, but for homeless beds, it's high.
Here, high. There you go. That's good. Put that on a bumper sticker.
I will.
We only think in bumper stickers these days. We really do.
Short things.
So, as Luke mentioned, several amendments were proposed with regard to capacity, with regard to oversight, with regard to security.
Management, security, all that.
Interaction with communities. All those things were put forth. One of the proposals was to have a buffer zone around schools, which seems to make perfect common sense. I'm with you. But then, as mentioned, there's a law says communities have to be open to these areas. And they feel that the mayor's agenda of providing all these beds is going to be hampered if they can't get near a school. There's not enough room in this city that doesn't have a school within it, 500 feet of it, I guess, that you could have enough places for these beds. That's the argument against these dripping with common sense and practicality buffer zones around schools.
Do we all agree that it's good to keep drug addicts away from little kids?
Absolutely. I would
Is that
hope
a controversial?
We can ask the council of the city. We can ask the committee because clearly they didn't think that was enough of an issue.
What do they think is going to happen if you have a homeless encampment where we have seen videos? We've talked to We Heart Seattle. We've talked to all these different organizations who show us firsthand video. We've listened to drug addicts themselves who are saying, like, man, this is bad in here, describing the hellish conditions inside these little tiny home shelters that pop up here and there. And then they want to put these right across the street from the most precious resource that we have in humanity, which is our children.
Well, yeah, exactly. At what cost? At what cost do you want to solve the homelessness problem? At what cost?
At a cost of children.
Right.
At the cost of children.
That's where I'm at too. That doesn't. I don't know how the vote went.
That's insane. Like the people who are on the city council, that's an insane thing to think. It's a normal people hear that. It means that they're not normal. That's what I would say. It means that they don't think normally. The rest of us hear that and we go, well, that's dumb.
Well,
removing a buffer zone to be near schools, everybody sees it and instantly go. Like I'm talking to people out in the newsroom.
That seems like a good idea.
Everybody goes. I mean, you're being facetious.
No, I'm not. That seems like a good idea.
To have a buffer zone.
Yes, that seems like a good idea.
Yeah, solid plan.
It's based in all the common sense. Part of the story that we've covered in the past, along with is Andrea from We Heart Seattle, right?
Yeah.
I want to make sure I get them the proper due. Is that it's not just the addicts who take advantage or avail themselves of these tiny communities. It's the drug dealers that prey on
who have a captive community,
on their addictions,
who they know exactly where they're going to go to get their money.
Gather right there together, and they know when the checks come out every month. So, I mean, if you want, what about drug dealers in these schools? Can we keep no drug dealers buffer zone around schools?
We don't want
that's not going away, right?
Well, they're just going to have the sign. They don't care about signs. They still have signs. No drugs and guns. Like we don't want any of that stuff near schools.
I guess my point being, if you unless you're going to agree that a homeless encampment or homeless temporary shelter or whatever
draws in a bad element.
Draws in a bad element.
It's a bad element. Yeah, homeless shelters are a bad element.
It's not just people.
But it is. It's a bad element. You don't want that anywhere.
It's hard to separate the two. I mean, I understand the mentality of providing a safe place for people to make the transition from living on the streets to becoming a functioning member of society. That's what these expanded encampments.
Think about what these kids are going to see if these go through. If Seattle City Council gets their way and these things go through, it's the reason that people choose not to live in cities like Seattle, for these very reasons. It's why my wife and I moved out of the city when we had our first kid. It was 6 months old at the time. We loved living in Seattle. It was great. There's trade-offs in anywhere you want to live.
Sure, absolutely, yeah.
Except that the park that she would go and push my sweet little precious infant around in was filled with homeless drug addicts and needles everywhere. And so we went, this is probably not a great place for our kid to be crawling around. We got to go. And so we did. And these kids...
Tell me once a story about you were looking at a daycare, and one of the first things they asked the parents to do was to get together and sweep the playground for sharps.
Yeah, everybody come on outside. We got to make sure we get all of the hypodermic needles out of the playground area just in case.
Just in case.
And we said we moved my son out of that co-op that day. We said, are you guys serious? Is this a problem?
This is what you deal with on a regular basis?
So when normal people hear this, they go, well, clearly you got to have the buffer zones around the schools because we care more about kids than we do about homeless people.
Well, that makes me think, and it's hard not to draw the conclusion, that the mayor's agenda to provide space for the homeless community is a higher priority than the safety of school kids.
Well, this obvious. Yes,
right?
Clearly. I think that's a very fair, accurate assessment. If that's
at least with regard to the committee for the city council that dropped that proposed amendment from this expansion of space.
Can you imagine also being a city council member who's kind of reading it line by line, you're doing your due diligence and all the things. I mean, I assume they read these things, but they might just have like a chat GPT, do like a quick Cliff's Notes version. But they see the thing, they go like, well, what do we think about this one here about school zones? They went, I don't know about that. Let's scratch that out. We can have homeless people around school zones, drug addicts, people who are trying to get their fix. We have a horrible story. You can go online right now at mynorthwest.com. And there was a horrible story about a girl who was lured away from a bus stop, dragged into the bushes, and the worst thing that can happen to a person happened to her.
Yeah.
That horrible story of a rape.
Charlie Hargers wrote the piece.
Charlie Harger wrote the piece.
Yeah.
How is that not introducing that exact same element into school areas, school zones, where before there would have at least been some small protection against that? And it's just, to me, I just cannot fathom why they would be okay with that. And if the city council is listening,
what's a higher priority?
Yeah,
for this committee,
you can make kids your priority, or you can make homeless your priority.
Maybe the entirety of the city council, when they vote on this, will see the common sense of having a school buffer zone be a part of any legislation to expand the capacity of homeless encampments. Maybe it's public outcry. Maybe we need to call your city council member.
We should get any one of these city council members on here to explain and also to defend if they want to defend this. Like, they should put their name on it. All their names will be on it. I mean, that's how it's going to go. They're going to have to agree to it. They're going to have to vote on it. Their vote will be shown. And then we'll know who wants to let drug addicts live right near schools. Imagine those kids seeing that too. I mean, like, what a depressing thing. Like these sweet little minds, which are, you try so hard as a parent. You try so hard as a parent to keep the dark parts of the world away from your children as long as possible so they can be kids. And at school, them having to see this stuff on a daily basis, if they build these homeless drug encampments right next door, is so bizarre to me. I was talking to a friend of mine. I won't say his name, but I was talking to a friend of mine, and he was saying that his wife was on a walk recently in West Seattle, and she was walking right near, there was a school, bunch of kids, and across the street there was a guy shooting up, doing whatever with his needle. She didn't have a Narcan strip on her, so I don't know if she checked what it was.
Well, he was injecting. Injecting drugs. Yeah.
She should have gone to the public libraries and gotten a Narcan kit so she could figure out what it was and if it was safe. Anyway, nobody's saying anything to this guy who's just sitting there doing his drugs across the street, and these kids can see him out in the plain open.
Yeah.
So she walks over to him, and she says, "Hey, guy." And God bless her for doing it, because that actually takes a lot of guts.
It does.
She walked over and she says, "Hey, there's kids right there. What are you doing?" And I won't use the language that he used that was detailed to me in the story, but he basically says, "Pound sand, I can do whatever I want.
I'll do my blank and
I'm not worried about getting in trouble.
Yeah. Well,
take a hike."
That speaks to the city's inability to enforce the laws we got on the books.
Why,
right?
if she sees it, if that's two moms walking down the street and she can see it and recognize that, why didn't a Seattle police officer driving by get a call and go arrest the guy? That's an illegal drug. You're watching him do it.
We've heard the Chief Barnes himself say there's a frustration among law enforcement that they lock people up and the next day they're locking the same people up in the same spots for the same crimes.
I totally understand.
Day after day after day.
You still lock them up.
I'm with you.
Still arrest them.
So what's the solution, I guess? What's the solution?
Arrest them and put them in jail.
They did that.
Okay.
What's the solution? The fact that they're
also then have
they're
a
on
city,
the street tomorrow.
Have a city who's willing to prosecute them.
Yeah.
And not just send them back out.
So I seriously want to get to the bottom, and we don't want answers.
Prosecution.
We want solutions.
Prosecution.
Is it holding them until?
Yes, you give them two options. They can either go to jail or they can go to get help. And if they're not willing to go to help, which I would take if I was a drug addict.
I hear you.
I would force them to get help, or I would say, okay, well then you get to dry up in jail. You can dry up outside in a facility, or you can dry up in jail. And when you're dry and you're clean, you get to leave, or you can go to prison. Those are the two options. I wouldn't give any other options at this point.
But this administration, and prior even to a degree, but this administration even more so with regard to Seattle, it's all carrot, no stick. At least it's way too much carrot.
I wouldn't give any carrots. I would say no more carrots for these people.
I understand the treatment before criminality. I get the deferment. I get the intent.
Sure.
Of giving somebody a path to clean and better and healthy and prosperous and thriving. All that stuff. I get all that. But you can't that can't be the only thing on the table is keep letting you out, hoping you find that bottom.
They're addicted to drugs. They can't say no. They're going to take more. This is what they want. Their bodies are now, their brain chemistry has changed to only want that thing more than they even want to stay alive, because it usually leads to death. At some point, it will lead to death. So they're clearly not making mentally sound decisions, which means you have to force them.
Toxic decision making, absolutely.
Which means you have to force them into sobriety and to get clean. And if you're not willing to do that, then just stick them in jail and force them, at least get them off the street.
The buffer that was rejected as a proposed amendment for this new expansion bill, right? The buffer's 500 feet? Is that what it was, right? 500 feet from a school?
I think that's what's,
is that what it is? There's a Times article too. I believe it's 500 feet.
I think it's 500 feet.
That's what, a football field and a half. It's nothing. Come on.
And
you got to have a homeless encampment that close to a school? Is the city that small? There are 300. I looked up. There are 320 schools within the city of Seattle, private and public schools.
Yeah,
320. I mean,
there's no location outside of 500 feet
that you
can find,
right? That was their concern, was that it would prohibit the mayor's ability to provide all these expanded encampment locations. You couldn't expand it to the degree that the mayor wants to expand it up to 150% of what's currently available to folks, right? Taking that capacity 50% higher.
Yep.
Without encroaching on a school. A football field and a half from a school?
I would say somebody should ask her about this, but make sure not to ask her at an event where she's speaking somewhere else about something else.
Schedule a specific time. Bring scones.
You know what? Let's ask her right now. Mayor, we would like to schedule a time to have you on the show to talk about this at your convenience, hopefully soon.
Not in confliction with any other agenda item you may want to talk about that day.
Yeah, you're free to mention other stuff.
Just to this.
Heads up, we are going to ask about this. People are interested in this.
Let's have it 500 feet from a school, right?
Crazy. That's crazy. That's really, you see that and you just go man, that's crazy.
It's frustrating and it's crazy.
It's crazy. Who do you care more about? That's you perfectly summed it up. You care more about the kids or the homeless? Drug addicts.
And again, don't a homeless community with heightened security, with 24-hour monitoring, with a counselor per every 15 residents. All those are great, but that's not the only thing that's going to be within 500 feet of a school.
Yeah.
It's the other element: the crime, the drugs, the drug dealers.
Why are they on the streets in the first place?
Come with this.
How did that happen? Yeah, because that's coming too. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Go ahead and tease ahead to what we're doing next, Spike. Should we do the Hanta?
Well, there's some great news about your ability to lose weight and conveniently.
Oh, we doing that?
We could, or we could dip into the Hanta virus scare that's sweeping the planet.
Do you want to be scared, or do you want to be thin?
Well,
you can be or you can be both. Why don't we do the big scare?
Let's
dissect that a little bit.
Let's just, because again, information is power.
Yeah. We guarantee you listen to this, you're going to feel better for the rest of the day. I promise.
I like that.
All right, stick around. We'll be right back.
A comment from Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is suddenly getting fresh attention.
Claims that millionaires are going to leave our state are like super overblown.
Seattle's new mayor can't seem to wave this one off.
You know, the ones that leave, like, bye.
Arrogance is the word.
Exclusive reaction at mynorthwest.com.
When you're a leader, you also have to be there for the people that didn't vote for you.
And the conversation continues on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
How does your roof look after this winter? Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. Spring into action today. Save $3,000 on a new roof, siding, deck, or windows. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com.
Guys, your testosterone level impacts your energy, drive, weight, hair loss, and even ED. Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your T level for free. For your free T level check, exam, and consultation, call 206-529-1111 or visit revivemenshealth.com.
Gas prices keep climbing, but the cost to drive doesn't have to. At Subaru of Puyallup, fuel-efficient models help you go farther on every tank with the confidence of all-wheel drive. From the all-electric Solterra to the Forester Hybrid with up to 35 miles per gallon, your stress-free shopping experience starts at Subaru of Puyallup. For stress-free pricing, a huge selection, and all the current pricing and financing specials, visit SubaruofPuyallup.com, your stress-free dealership, part of the Harnish Auto family.
You've worked hard, saved diligently, and now retirement is on the horizon. But will your nest egg go the distance? With rising costs and uncertain markets, there's no time for oversimplified plans. Hi, Jeff here with Madrona Financial and CPAs. Don't settle for a partial plan. Get the real deal by requesting your no-cost Madrona analysis today and discover what you may be missing. Call 833-673-7373 right now to request your analysis. That's 833-673-7373.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off, They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Hey, Spike O'Neill here for Aegis Living. Recently, my aunt had surgery, and she was home the next day. But she needed some care that we weren't sure we were prepared or equipped to give her. So we called the folks at Aegis Living and asked about respite care, which is a short-term stay providing 24-hour, 24/7 expert care. All the Aegis Living amenities and a community and the peace of mind our family got by knowing we had done the right thing for my aunt. Go to aegisliving.com/spike. Schedule a visit today. Trust me, Aegis Living will take great care of your family, whether it's short-term or for the rest of their lives. That's aegisliving.com/spike.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
And my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to PendergastLaw.com. That's PendergastLaw.com.
Take me out to big trees. Take me to see the leaves. Privacy screens and evergreens. You already know they have thousands of trees.
Big Trees for tree sales and transplants. Find Big Trees in Snohomish or BigTreeSupply.com.
If you're looking to buy or sell a home in Washington, recent headlines might concern you. Talk of pocket listings or private networks where only certain consumers see certain properties are all over the media. Good news. The legislature recently passed a bill to protect you in your transaction. No secret deals, all listings available for everyone to see, not just an exclusive club of insiders. This means more competition, better offers, and fair access for all consumers. Learn more at warealtor.org, sponsored by Washington Realtors.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. Crews in Arlington are searching for a 27-year-old woman who hasn't been seen since Tuesday evening. Ruth disappeared from a family member's home and may have gone hiking. She's known to hit the trails near the residence frequently. She's 5'3", about 150 pounds, with wavy reddish brown hair below her shoulders. She was last seen in an off-white long-sleeve shirt, gray leggings, and cowboy boots. If you see Ruth, call 911 immediately. Washington is entering its 4th straight year under a statewide drought emergency. Officials with the Department of Ecology are launching a new Washington Water Future. KIRO 7 TV's Brandon Thompson reports.
In Yakima, John Devaney says the valley has been dealing with drought for decades, harming farmers in particular. He says it took 18 years to begin to implement their drought plan, so he hopes the state is ready to move quickly.
The more problems we have statewide, the more demands there will be on the limited funding resources.
So these ideas are going to be talked about over the next year, and then next year, state lawmakers will decide which ones get funding.
Prosecutors have charged a federal wayman with first-degree murder in a deadly shooting last Friday. Court documents say Daniel Bray killed longtime friend Jeremy Fogelquist at his Dash Point neighborhood home. He is also accused of killing Fogelquist's dog. Casey McNerthney in the King County prosecuting attorney's office says neighbors helped police solve this case.
And it was a tremendous help for prosecutors because they said, we've got video. What do you need? What can we do to keep our community safe?
On that video, the shots can be heard, and the victim can also be heard pleading for help. Prosecutors want Bray's bail set at $5 million. King County Metro is offering a new waterfront shuttle service this summer, and passengers won't need to pay to hop on. The city of Seattle is throwing in $500,000 to cover the cost, while the local FIFA organizing committee is also chipping in $100,000. Service starts May 21st and runs daily through Labor Day, connecting 8 popular destinations, including South Center, the waterfront, and the stadiums. Buses will run about every 15 minutes with increased frequency on World Cup match day. On Wall Street, Dow losing over 300 points this afternoon in the final hour. Stocks fall after giving up a healthy morning gains. Right now, the Dow down 330, S&P 500 down 35, and the NASDAQ down 66 points. And now your KIRO News Radio traffic brought to you by Lake Washington Windows and Doors. In Renton, we're still dealing with this crash. North 405 at Sunset Boulevard, blocking the right lane. It's bumper to bumper to 167, Renton to Bellevue at 35 minutes, a 20-minute delay. Further back on the road, North 405 approaching the West Valley Highway. Looks like we've got a construction cone there laying in the right exit lane. Up to 20 minutes through downtown Seattle on North 5. We've got a solid backup now from the Michigan curve past I-90. And South 5 slows from Lake City Way in the downtown. Feel the freedom of lower energy bills this Memorial Day. Get $525 off every window, $1,000 off every door, plus 12 months zero interest financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com. And now your weather, mostly cloudy and 66 this afternoon. We'll see some sun breaks mixed in. Got a repeat forecast tomorrow, and then partly sunny near 70 for Mother's Day weekend. Cloudy and 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. I want to get into a little bit talking about all this hantavirus stuff. Am I pronouncing that right? Hantavirus,
yeah.
Which is you get from rodents. I've heard horror stories about
rodent droppings, rodent
urine and feces when you inhale it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why you'd want to inhale it, but it happens by accident. It's usually in like dust particles.
Well,
They're sweeping your garage
right,
sometimes.
in the springtime, and you get a spring cleaning the garage, and you've had some winter infestation of rodents.
It's rare, but it's really horrible. And then once you get it, the fatality rate it's very high because it's a very rare disease to get. But once you do get it, if you come down with the symptoms, it can be very deadly. I think it's like 30 to 50% somewhere in there.
Yeah.
It's very, very bad.
Yeah.
And when I first saw this spreading around online, because this spread like wildfire. This spread like a virus on the internets last night, and then because we were talking about this. Was it just yesterday or 2 days ago about that cruise ship?
Yeah, the cruise ship that left Argentina.
Yep. It had about 150 passengers on it, and then somebody got sick, and then more people got sick, and then people got off, and then they found out that one of the guys died, and then they were saying, well, wait a minute, is this hantavirus? And then they confirmed that it was hantavirus. Just this whole thing was just like a cascade of bad news. And then, boom, on all of my internet searches yesterday, it was all hantavirus stuff.
Here come the experts.
And then
I don't mean to make light of this deadly. It's a deadly situation.
No, but
they're trying to track 40 passengers that were allowed to leave this boat because apparently it takes 3 weeks to discover if the cause of death. The gentleman, this boat leaves Argentina April 1st.
Mm-hmm.
Guy gets sick on April 6th. The timeline's published in many different locations.
Sure.
On the 11th, he dies on board, and they keep sailing. This little boat.
Well, they don't know, but they don't know what it is.
Because they don't know what it is.
Cruise ships all the time.
I didn't know that.
Did you not know that?
I'm learning more every day.
Yeah, like on a lot of cruise ships.
As we all do our own research.
They have spaces dedicated on, especially the big ones. You mean 8,000 people? A lot of these people are pretty old. Stuff happens, and people die. But this is a different kind of thing.
This is a virus. This is a ship that's now traveling along with people aboard, with more confirmed cases of hantavirus aboard this ship.
So, according to who did a
World
big
Health
press
Organization.
Conference. You're right. Yeah,
because he's according to who.
That was nice. Yeah, it almost was like a set up to a.
I get it.
What was the old who was on first thing? Who
the Abbott Costello?
Abbott Costello. Yeah. According to who?
Yeah. I don't know. Third base. Anyway, we joke, but it's a deadly serious concern.
Yeah,
it's a World Health concern today because you're right. And now this starts spreading.
If you just looked at the headlines, this would be your reaction because everybody's thinking, oh my gosh, here we go again, coronavirus, good Lord. And then this is what your reaction would be if you only read the headlines and look how crazy they all look. Oh, my audio's not on.
But that's why we're here.
Here's what it would be
That's
like.
why we're here.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
All right.
What you need to know is that it's very rarely transmitted person to person.
Rarely. There's only one strain of hantavirus that can transmit person to person. This is the strain.
This is the strain.
This is the Andes
enough,
ANDV. It's an Andes virus. It's a South American strain, which is currently part of that ship outbreak.
Ship leaving Argentina.
Ship leaving Argentina.
Yeah.
But even in that strain, your ability to pass it, because the rest of them don't pass person to person. So your odds of getting commonly hantavirus that you might get from any rodent in your garage, because we have it here. It's everywhere.
There are 20 to 40 cases a year in the United States alone.
Yeah, we got
confirmed.
Hundreds of millions of people.
Yeah.
So your percentage chances of getting it from someone who has hantavirus is 0% because it cannot pass person to person except for this one very specific strain, which is what we're talking about now. And even that specific strain, here's some of the details on that. Only 2% to 5% of all Andes hantavirus cases are believed to originate from person-to-person spread.
Right.
So even amongst and you have to get real close to these people.
Well,
I mean, you practically got to be making out with them.
The man who died, his wife then fell ill.
His wife then had it.
Here's the problem, though. That she gets off the boat in a small island, because this boat literally is going from Argentina to Antarctica and then to Africa, stopping at these small remote island chains.
Yes.
She's deboarded, flown to an airport, and taken to a hospital in South Africa, where she died 2 days later because she was clearly infected with this virus.
Yeah.
But now a flight attendant who was on board or was at the airport is now contagious or
being checked for stuff.
Being checked for hantavirus.
But here's the thing. It's still extremely rare.
It is.
Think of all the people that she would have had interactions with along the way. And this is what WHO said. Who?
The World Health Organization.
Director of the World Health Organization had to say. Everybody's kind of pumping the brakes. Like, guys, this is not, because we're all conditioned to think that everything is a pandemic now, because everybody freaked out the last time because nobody kind of knew what was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually everybody was like, all right, maybe we overdid it, and we definitely overdid it. Let's reel it back to reality. And let's learn those lessons so we don't fall into that again with this one, which I don't think we will.
Well, this is not a very highly contagious airborne virus like the coronavirus was.
Yeah, but even the coronavirus, this is far more deadly than the coronavirus. Yes. The coronavirus was like far less deadly, but it spread a lot faster, like the flu. This one, far more deadly, nearly impossible to get. I'm not saying it can't happen, and obviously we hope the best for the people who get it.
We want to err on the side of caution.
But this is not a pandemic.
This is not SARS-CoV-2. This is not the start of a COVID pandemic. This is an outbreak that we see on a ship. There's a confined area. We have 5 confirmed cases so far. The actions that are being taken on board are precautionary to prevent any onward spread.
But you watch. It's headline bait. I mean, when people post these stories, it's going to be big. There's going to be a lot of exclamation points. Anything you click on, you watch. Exclamation point something.
And it's not just panic. It's not just sensationalism. They're trying to find 40 passengers who were allowed to disembark. Because again, you don't know that they didn't know it was hantavirus.
Sure.
Africa, Europe, and beyond. A dozen different nationalities. 40 passengers.
Yeah.
They're trying to track all these people down.
Yeah.
And again, you have to be in incredibly close contact to be person to person. But this is one of the rare strains that can be transmitted that way.
Sure.
And the lack of understanding of what they were dealing with at the time, it's not unrealistic that these people look. There's somebody sick on the boat. I'm feeling fine. I want to go, but there's a 3-week incubation period. And no one knew what they were dealing with ahead of time, but now we know.
But there should be the point of the segment is
don't pump the brakes.
Caution.
Right.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Don't freak out, because it's they know what it is. It's not a big question mark like the last thing, and it's not even close to what the last thing was as far as how fast it can spread and close contact and droplets and all that.
The information is what's spreading.
Yeah.
The story, the headlines, you called it. The headlines are
careful where you click. That's going to spread a lot faster than this thing. I will say this, though. This was a really crazy tweet that somebody sent me. This is from June 10th, 2022. Somebody posted a timeline. They said 2023. This is like a single post on an account that only has like a couple of posts. 2023, Corona ended. 2026, hantavirus. And that's all they posted. Isn't that weird?
Well, yeah.
They probably have
a million 100,
people.
Right, he had 100 different posts.
2026, aliens. 2026. Whatever.
Spencer Pratt elected mayor of L.A.
2026, rabid beaver attacks.
Sorry. No, you're right.
Should we? That's a tease.
The beaver. You want to do beaver attacks next? Let's do the rabid beaver.
You want to do beaver?
The rabid beaver of New Jersey.
Yeah.
How's that?
We'll tell you about it next. It's a crazy story. Stick around.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you.
But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Smooth accelerators. When that light turns green, you're off. Like a warm knife through firm butter. Going from 0 to the speed limit in an appropriate amount of time. Sure, your car has horsepower, but your horses prance around as silky smooth as your right foot. Fancy Prancerton. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our Kids Zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you, guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub. Time to celebrate spring and warmer days ahead. Get ready by adding a hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. For nearly 50 years, Olympic has been offering products to help people live better. During our Soak, Sauna, and Swim event, find your perfect wellness solution and save thousands through May 10th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Summer's right around the corner. Can you say World Series? I don't want to jinx anybody, and I don't want to jinx that heating system or cooling system that you have, but it could possibly out at home. So the best thing to do right now is to replace the system. You want it done right and done fast. Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Upgrade to a Lennox cooling system and get a new heating system free. Plus available utility rebates. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com today.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
There's no beating CM Heating.
All right, welcome back to the show. All right, get yourself over to the YouTube page right now. Get on, go to youtube.com, search KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, the Jake and Spike Show live, because you're going to want to see this next thing. This is a beaver attacking a family. A boy, actually, attacking a young boy. They're fishing at Lake Henry in Mahwah, New Jersey. What is it?
Mahwah, New Jersey.
Mahwah, New Jersey. The boy was attacked by this beaver, which they have now figured out is rabid. You can kind of assume that from the video because he's really going at this kid. Have you ever had any encounters with
I've never
wild beaver?
Come across the path of a beaver in the wild.
Tell you what,
they're all wild. Nobody has a pet beaver.
Nobody has a pet beaver.
They're all wild. They're a beaver in the wild.
Somebody
to
might.
frame it correctly. Yeah, they're nuts because they're dangerous animals. They can be dangerous animals.
You know what people are doing now? This is crazy. A little side note, and we're going to play this video we're playing right now. If you guys are on, we'll just keep looping this. This is crazy, but people are now removing the defensive mechanism which causes the bad smell from a skunk, and they're domesticating skunks, and they're walking them around on leashes.
Deglanding?
Taking the stink glands away. Isn't that wild? I don't know what you do with a beaver. You just take his teeth away? That seems mean.
You can't.
You can't do that.
They grow. That's what they do.
They got to keep gnawing.
That's why they gnaw, because those teeth never stop growing. A beaver who can't cut wood or take down trees
is a useless beaver.
Will have 2-foot-long teeth eventually. Those just keep growing.
Or he's just going to sit there and just like.
But as I see this video of this family, it's wild. But
he comes up, sees the kid's fishing, and he just goes for him, and he grabs him in the leg, and now the kid's being dragged into the water
by the beaver.
And another family member comes over and presses the beaver, grabs the beaver down. Then look at this, lifts the beaver up, chucks him back into Lake Mahwah.
While the family dog is there, it's involved in the foray.
And then the family has to run away. And to get treated, even if you had
rabies treatment
is horrible.
Yeah.
You had to get 3 big shots. It used to be 10, and now it's 3 in your abdomen, deep into your stomach. It's horrible. But obviously, dying of rabies is worse because it's 100% deadly.
I wish we had more footage of this. It's a horrible experience for this family. But I got to notice as I watch the video, this kid is fishing at the lake. It's a little family vacation. Get away to the park, to the lake.
Until the beaver attack, it's a nice looking day.
I don't know how much space is available to fish this lake, but was there anything that wasn't directly adjacent to a beaver dam?
Well,
did that have anything? I mean, because they know this particular beaver. They're lucky enough to catch this beaver and test it for rabies.
Well, they know where he lives. His house is right there.
True, but it's spring and animals are having babies, right?
Yeah, but he's rabid, so he's especially.
They know that now.
He's a bad beaver.
They know that now.
Well, I think they know that because he attacked.
But again, which came first, the fisher kid or the beaver? Did the beaver attack the kid that was fishing? Maybe there's a lineup at the entrance to his beaver dam. It was to where his babies are coming out. Maybe the beaver's being defensive of newborns. I don't know.
I think animals behave. They're usually pretty skittish. These beavers.
Yes, but until they got babies, and you're fishing next to the opening of their.
But
den.
what are the odds? What are the odds that he's rabid and a new father? I guess that's possible.
New fathers don't get any rest. You know how it goes.
That is true. I just assume he's a father. He could be just a mother,
just a protective mom.
In which case, he's a she.
And I don't know. There was no, they caught the beaver. They had to, terminate the beaver.
They put him down.
They do. That's how you test. I mean, it's not how, but it's a side effect of testing for rabies.
It's not like when somebody gets hantavirus where they just put you in a tent for a little bit.
Then release the beaver to go to one of 12 countries around the world.
They end it and they test it.
They do.
You
used to work in this field.
I used to work in this field.
No pun intended.
Yeah, and people think I'm making a joke that I wasn't a beaver hunter per se, but my job was where I grew up in Snohomish County. I grew up. There's tons of lakes and rivers, and I worked for the city in college. And one of my jobs during the summer is I would drive around to all the little tributaries and all the little rivers and streams and things like that.
Because they're important to the ecosystem.
Well, you got to make sure
Community
they stay
invested in the maintenance of those.
You got to stay clear because then they can cause flooding and they could raise and lower lake levels in a way that's not good. These beavers, I mean, you build a beaver dam so fast.
They're industrious.
Hugely.
Busy as a beaver. Yeah, it's not just a clever saying.
That's why they say it.
Yeah.
And so, but my job was to go out and I'd have to go into these like backwood areas where there was these streams, nobody around for it seemed like miles. They certainly couldn't hear me scream.
Just spotting dams?
No. And I would have to go and I would go out there with like waders, hip waders. Yeah. And I would go, sometimes the water would be up to my stomach. And I would have to wade out into the water, and I'd have to tear these.
You were dam busting?
I was busting dams. Yeah, I wasn't hunting the beavers, so I'm not skinning them or anything. I'm not Davy Crockett. And I would go out there, and I'd have to break these dams down so that the river could flow. And I always thought to myself, I sometimes saw beavers who were kind of looking at me.
Yeah.
And they get big, really big. Yeah. Some of them get up over 100 pounds, which you think is crazy, but like they're really good swimmers. They can get very aggressive, and you could feel yourself being watched. I could feel it, and I'd be sitting there.
Well, you're destroying their home. Of course they're looking at you.
And what would you do? Somebody comes in and destroys your house.
You're like
Godzilla. 100%.
I mean, you're 10 times the size of this guy.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there. I can tell. I don't speak the language. I can tell he wanted to end my life.
But the little chit, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Oof. And they'd just be kind of chittering at me from across the way.
Did you ever have anybody ever come at you? They have no encounters?
No, but
You're lucky.
I saw some. Yeah, I saw some. And they could have very easily, and it could have been a situation. And very scary. This family's okay, and they're getting treatments for protect them against rabies. All right, we got a lot more coming up. We'll be right back.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
If you're over 62 and feel squeezed by rising monthly bills, listen carefully. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home, want to stay in it, but feel more financial pressure every month. Property taxes are adding up. Insurance is up. Everyday bills are up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment on top of all of that. Are you worried about outliving your savings? A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating your mortgage payment, paying off debt, and giving you breathing room every month. Now, let me be clear, it's not right for everyone. But for the right person, it can be a powerful tool. When you call Best Mortgage for a free consultation, you'll talk directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for your situation. If you're 62 or older and want straight answers about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage, honest advice you can trust, 425-649-6000.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandswimspasale.com.
G and Ursula on KIRO News Radio.
You're not going to be able to stop what's going to happen.
I hope he's successful.
9 to noon, streaming live on your smart speaker.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Dr. Wagner, what joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Amazon Business. Unlock smart business buying with fast, free delivery on millions of items and practical AI innovations that automate repetitive tasks. Learn more at amazonbusiness.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Amid a deadly cruise ship virus scare in 5 U.S. states that are monitoring passengers who departed the ship before the hantavirus was confirmed, some reassuring words from Maria Van Kerkhove of the World Health Organization.
This is not a very common virus, mainly found in the Americas, so we're trying to provide support to ensure rapid diagnosis of any person that is tested for this.
CBS's Tom Hansen says, according to Kerkhove,
she says that this disease, the hantavirus, is much more difficult to spread, even in this rare strain, the Andes strain, which can transmit from person to person. You have to be in prolonged proximity to an individual who is contagious in order to contract the virus.
In Colorado, the man who firebombed a Boulder demonstration in support of Israeli hostages in Gaza, killing one person and injuring a dozen others, is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. Mohammed Sabri Solomon apologized in Arabic, followed by an interpreter.
بعد أن اعترفت بالذنب وأظهرت رغبتي في تحمل المسؤولية الكاملة لما قمت به.
After I pled guilty and wanted to show that I take full responsibility for my actions.
At Tennessee state capitol, protesters gathered as Republican Governor Bill Lee signs a new congressional map that splits Memphis, a black-majority city, and the county that encompasses it, Shelby, into 3 districts, a move that would favor Republicans. Rhodes College professor Charles McKinney says this is wrong.
We will not sit idly by as the forces of segregation and suppression try to silence us once again. Hands off of our vote.
Nashville, which had been a Democratic stronghold until it was split up during the 2021 redistricting, remains divided among 3 districts, although the new map changes those boundaries. The damage assessment and cleanup are underway across the Deep South after severe storms moved through.
Several confirmed tornadoes ripped across southern Mississippi, injuring nearly 20 people and destroying or damaging an estimated 500 buildings. Randy Radcliffe lives in a now-destroyed mobile home park in Lincoln County.
It's pretty rough. I mean, one minute you got a house and the next minute you don't. I'm just thankful that my family's alive. It could have been a whole lot worse.
There were no reported fatalities from the severe storms that also hit parts of southern Alabama. Jim Crisula, CBS News.
The NCAA will expand its March Madness tournaments by 8 teams each next season. The new 76-team brackets for men and women will feature 12 games involving 24 teams. Stocks closed down on Wall Street. Oil closed up. This is CBS News.
It's one of the most successful law and justice programs in television history that continues to uncover the truth. 48 Hours, Saturday on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
A potential threat thwarted at a high school. More on that coming right up. But first, a check on your traffic brought to you by Seattle Sports. North 5 through Seattle, we're bumper to bumper just around that Michigan curve past I-90. And then that Ship Canal backup starts just before 520. So all added up, we're at 25 minutes to get through downtown. South 5, you're slow from Lake City Way to the Convention Center. Southbound 405 starting to get heavy through Factoria. And down in Renton, we cleared that collision north 405 at Sunset Boulevard. We're left with just a little crowding through the S-curves. Renton to Bellevue down to 20 minutes. Download the Seattle Sports app to stay in the know with the latest news, scores, and opinions about your favorite teams.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Nate Connors. A Tenino High School student is under arrest after allegedly threatening to bring a gun to school. Deputies say another student overheard the threat and reported it. Using surveillance video, Thurston County Sheriff's deputies identified the suspect who was arrested yesterday morning. Seattle police are investigating a suspicious death in the Mount Baker neighborhood where a body was discovered this morning at a homeless encampment. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
SPD officers were called to a homeless encampment just west of the Mount Baker Light Rail Station just before 9 a.m. The victim we know is male, age is unknown, and we don't know why the death seems suspicious. SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
It'll be a matter of time till the detectives finish their initial investigation. The medical examiner will need to come out and they will determine the cause and the manner of death, and of course they will identify the deceased.
In the Mount Baker neighborhood, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
A push to reshape homelessness policy is underway in Snohomish County. Republican Council member Nate Nehring introduced 4 proposals this week. They include ending House First requirements for county-funded programs and redirecting more money toward drug treatment and behavioral health.
When you're deep in the throes of a fentanyl addiction where you're at risk of overdose death imminently, I think it's a misnomer to say, well, this person just needs housing.
Nehring tells the Jason Rantz Show on Seattle Red 770 he also wants to ban using public funds for distributing drug supplies. Another measure would criminalize child exposure to fentanyl. Advocates for harm reduction programs say the measures could limit access to life-saving services. Well, a major traffic shift is coming Monday morning for I-5 drivers heading to eastbound 520. Northbound I-5 drivers will use a new ramp that'll put them in the left lane of 520, meaning you'll have to merge if you want to get off at Montlake. WashDOT's Steve Pure.
People coming from southbound I-5 will be coming as they normally will, and instead of having traffic on their right, they'll have traffic on their left.
There will only be a third of a mile to merge to get off at Montlake. The ramps will remain like this for at least 2 years. And now your KIRO News Radio weather, mostly cloudy and 66 this afternoon. Same forecast tomorrow. And then Mother's Day weekend brings us a little more sun, closer to 70. Partly sunny and 60 in downtown Seattle. I'm Nate Connors, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio with your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Lots of stuff to get to. Let's start with some Sound Transit news, which just came out a little bit ago. Sound Transit Board was meeting. We talk about light rail all the time. Mm-hmm. You're a big fan. I'm not. We're kind of like a Laverne and Shirley on this thing.
Schlemiel, Schlemazel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Haas and Pepper.
Incorporated.
There you go.
We're going to do it our way. That's what Sound Transit said. We're going to do it our way. How's that for Italian?
That's exactly what they're saying.
But then they said, make all your dreams come true. And that's not what this looks like to me.
We're going to take your money. We're not necessarily going to give you anything for it. So they
Give
find
us
themselves.
any budget, we'll bust it.
There you go. They find themselves in a tough spot. And it's of their own making, mostly. Sound Transit said recently that they were $35 billion in the hole.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And they have all of these things left that they have to build. I mean, they had it's quite an ambitious plan, a lot of money left to spend, and they're saying, well, the only way to figure that out is to make some cuts, unless we think that we can get more money from you people, which they don't think right now is probably the politically best decision. I'll bet you Sound Transit was watching all that income tax stuff going like, oh, come on, guys.
It's a tough time to ask.
Yeah, like, you guys don't do that. If you guys do that, we can't demand more money. So they have said, and it doesn't mean they're not going to do that. It just means that at this current phase, they haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
I would imagine at some point they do say, we're taking more money.
Yeah, well, part of the announcements today were what we have already budgeted for and is they fully funded.
Yes.
We're $34 million overdrawn, but we've already fully funded these completions of the 3-line.
Yep.
3-line.
Yep.
Because they're talking about where the announcement today was, who are we not going to bend over? Who are we not going to deny these services you've been paying into for more than 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
And who are we? We're going to do this. It's already fully funded.
Yeah.
We're going to have to cancel some things. Maybe we're going to have to put some things on the back burner pending getting more money out of you, as you said.
Yep.
But they listed where they're going to go. They're going to go to Everett. They're going to go to West Seattle. They're going to do some of the Ballard expansion, part of the 3-line, but not all of it yet.
But not all. They're going to defer some stuff.
They're defer some stuff.
They're going to continue the planning for things that they'd have no money to build.
Right, design and planning.
So they're going to do design and planning for things like the Ballard Link, but they're not going to build it because they don't have any money.
Right, they're gonna do the same thing for the Boeing Access Road south of the city there by Boeing Field.
Sure,
which would make it, and that's coming north on that line.
So they'll finish the plans,
right,
and then they won't do anything about it
until they can find a way to get more money out.
Until
of
they can find more revenue. Which
same thing with a station on
pocket.
Graham Street down off MLK. There was these are proposed additions and expansions.
Yeah.
And some of the things we're going to do for you. We're coming, West Seattle. We promise.
Let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Dow Constantine. Do you remember how much that guy makes? He makes,
He's doing well, right?
He's doing well.
Yeah, it's almost half of
his base salary is about $450,000 a year.
It's almost a half.
His total compensation package is over $500,000.
Yeah, because he gets a lot of luxury perks.
Yep.
Not luxury.
35 vacation days per year.
It's a tough job.
Which he can convert to cash.
People are often mad at him.
Think about that. A lot of folks get 10. 2 weeks is pretty standard.
5's a pretty sweet vacation package.
35 is money.
It's 5 weeks. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot.
5 weeks is
package.
A lot of vacation.
But he needs some time
especially
off.
when you're new to it's a very stressful job.
Everybody's mad at him.
What is that per year? You got good with numbers. What's $532,000 divided by 12?
That's 55, not quite 50 a year.
It's like
or
40,
not 50 a month. 50 a month would be $600K.
47 a month.
47, so yeah, pretty good.
47
job.
a month.
Yeah.
46. Imagine
a month.
Imagine $47,000 per month, and then you have to go to the people that you've been promising, and not just promising. You've been taking their money.
Well, yeah.
They've been paying for it.
Oh yeah.
It's like an opposite of layaway. They've been paying for it, and now you're coming to them saying like, "Hey, all that money you paid, like, it's not happening. We're not going to give it to you." Do you remember recently we did a story about the head of Tacoma Parks?
Yeah.
And they asked that guy.
The chief they were going to step down.
They were like $7 million in the hole or something. He was head of Tacoma Parks for 10 years, and they said, "Hey, fiscally, it's not being run great. We're in the hole. We're going to have to maybe cut back on services." I think they had to let go something like 50 people from their park services. Now they have a massive budget. It's not Sound Transit dollars by any means, but I think the budget for Tacoma Parks was like $100+ million a year.
Yeah,
and they told the guy, "We'd like you to resign." That's a nice way of firing somebody. Yeah. We'd like you to walk away. So he walks away. He gets paid out for his contract, which is painfully close to what like within $5,000, I think. I think that guy got like $538,000 a year. Constantine's getting $532,000. Do you think somebody should resign from the board? Somebody who's been part of this project? Shouldn't somebody
Sound Transit?
From Sound Transit. Shouldn't they all just say, "Hey, you know what? We don't know what we're doing."
Aren't these new people for the most part? Aren't most of them? These aren't the people who sold it to us at the third of the
those
budget.
people
Right?
retired 30 years ago.
But that's how it works. You get these people who are making horrible decisions, making promises they can't keep, mismanaging money.
Let me ask you.
You get rid of them and bring in new people that we can't blame. It's not Dow's fault.
Here's another question.
He's trying to clean up somebody else's mess.
I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you.
Is this the lesser part of me that I want to see somebody have to walk away? I want to see somebody fired. Is that wrong? Is it wrong to want to see somebody fired?
Accountability? With your money? I don't think that's bad.
That's a nice thing. That's a nice way to say it.
Yeah.
I want it to feel like a firing. I want it to feel like you're getting fired.
You want the shame lady out there from the bell, right?
Shame.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're going to come and have a big meeting and then they tell everybody like, "Hey, Ballard, like, I know you guys really want this thing.
And you've been paying for it.
You've been paying for it for
yeah.
a lot, many years.
Yeah.
Money coming out of your pocket. You're not going to get it. Hey, Everett, I know we told you we were going to build like a big parking facility or whatever they're going to build.
Yeah, that's
not going to happen now.
One of the decisions they announced at this big meeting today was that some of the things that they had been planning on scheduling and doing, they're just not going to be able to get to, like a massive parking garage in Tacoma, a massive parking garage in Everett.
Yeah.
Isn't one of the reasons they can't get people to ride the train now?
It's because
it's the lack of a guaranteed parking spot?
And
now you're telling me that you're going to expand to Everett. You're going to expand Everett and Tacoma. You're just not going to have any place to park.
I have a real
that
question.
Guy, I'll fire that guy.
Good.
I'll shame walk that guy.
Let's shame him. Here's a question. Do they even want people to ride it? Do they want people to ride it? Or is the real point of it, it's just a big jobs program. It's a lot of money being directed for a lot of years.
There's a lot to that.
They've made it very difficult. They recently said that they're going to do a pilot program where they're going to – I've had more thoughts about this. They're going to do a pilot program where they have these existing garages. I think it's at 3 right now. They're always slammed. I think it's the Northgate one, maybe the Linwood.
Linwood, it's Shoreline North, Shoreline South. My 3 closest to my home parking garages.
One of those garages has somewhere in the neighborhood of like 400 spots, which, by the way, nothing. That's nothing. 400 spots. Think of all the cars that you pass every day, just in the time period that you're driving. There's traffic for hours and hours on the road. And for just the tiny little sliver of time that you're driving down the road, imagine 400 cars removed from that for the entire day. Nothing.
I pass that many cars on my way from my house to the parking garage at North.
There you go. Yeah.
I pass that many cars.
It's not really alleviating anything when it comes to traffic.
Right.
They've made the decision recently. They said, hey, you know what we're going to do because it's so busy and people, this is with their justification. I think it's a different thing. But they said because it's so busy and that people are, driving around looking for parking spots that they're not going to get because it's always slammed and it's full, we're going to take a quarter of those spots and we're going to make them reservable for people so they want to get online. They can reserve them ahead of time. You can buy a day pass or you can buy them out for the month and cost TBD. Like they'll figure out what the actual cost is going to be.
$60 or something for the month, I think it was.
Something like that.
Or $6 a day, $60 a month.
Yeah, that doesn't. That's I guess that sounds like it might be.
It's a drop in the bucket. What's something?
It's something.
Yeah.
The point is they're taking something that was free, kind of not free because you paid for it with taxes. They're taking something you already paid for through taxes, and they're now saying but you were getting it. The benefit was you have a place that you can park if you can get there early enough.
Guaranteed place. You can trust that you can use the light rail to get to work because you know you'll have a place to park.
Well, only for a quarter of the people. And for a lot of people, they can't, they don't have the extra money to be spending on things like that. So it's just like, it's kind of catering to the rich. It's just like the toll lanes. We talked about this.
Yep.
Why can't they just make that a lottery system? If it's just about making sure people feel comfortable, guaranteeing that they're going to get a spot, because you're right. Like the amount of money they're charging, not a great amount.
It's couch change.
I think it's
seriously.
Like when you think about the billions and billions of dollars, they're trying to save $35 billion. They're going to open up 100 spots at $60 a piece for a month. That's nothing. So why not make it a lottery system? Unless the motivation is, let's see how much money we can get these people to pay. And this is a new revenue source. We're going to get all the parking. And was this always the plan? Did they always have this plan where they were like, hey, we're going to make parking free? And yet, now we're going to start charging for just 25% of it. And then before long, that's 30, that's 40, that's 50. Now the whole garage is going to be paywalled.
If you look at the way they've done the commuter lanes, express lanes.
Yeah.
And what that was initially, and then, it'll never get to 15. It's 15 the minute you open the door.
15 every day.
In the morning, yeah.
It costs you $45 to drive to Federal Way.
Well, I mean, I know part of their long-term plan and part of their long-term calculations are people who will ride the light rail and don't have to park because they're building all these communities along the light rail track. As you move forward up I-5, you see them everywhere, south as well.
Sure.
These communities that are on the rail line.
Yeah.
Big, massive, 1,200 unit, 2,000 unit. They're everywhere.
But that's a very specific type of lifestyle that can exist there. It's not like you can't have a family in a tight little apartment on a light rail line. So that's going to be a lot of singletons.
Well, yeah.
So you're not. That's not. I mean,
that's a lot of those people are in the city.
No, I understand. I understand.
Their plan is that everybody who rides light rail will need to park to ride the light rail.
Yeah.
What the 145th station? What's Lakeside High School?
Yes.
They knocked down a whole neighborhood across the street from Lakeside High.
I saw that.
And now
they're building a big thing across the road.
2,300, I think, units going to be there.
I bet you Lakeside loves that.
Well, they got a new on-ramp. That's where both the new turnarounds are.
Yeah.
They're expecting a massive amount of people to move into that place. And they've got a light rail station right there. They expect most of those people to have cars and use cars for their lives. I get it. But when it comes time to get to work and back, they can just light rail it in.
Sure.
That's the long-term vision.
Well, I know it's 40 years away.
Well, it's funny you say that because one of the announcements of the things that we are going to do is a hub to the Tacoma Community College, right? That's already been fully funded. It's planned into their budget.
Sure.
Right? So if you have a kid today, you can think about sending that kid to Tacoma Community College because it's going to open in 2045. In just 17 years from
might be
18 years from right now,
first class.
Right? Don't take that Tacoma Community College education off your plans if you have a kid today.
It's wild to me when you watch these things break down in real time because it takes so long. It's like if you were to back up and see it in a tighter timeline, but because everything takes so long, you kind of forget how horribly run the system is because it's just background noise.
Yeah, what a tall order it is to project what something's going to cost 10 years, 18 years down the road. They have no way of knowing the different factors that come into play. Because I know they're under budget, and a lot of it is mismanagement. I'll give you a lot of it's mismanagement. A lot of it's just, inflation on all the different elements it takes to. Some of it is.
No,
some of it is
a portion, but not the vast majority.
That's all I'm saying. Materials cost more, labor costs more, planning costs more, all the things, and then the missteps that you have to go back and correct and redo.
When I was in college, I worked at a college paint crew. You ever see those? Like the summertime, you see those?
You betcha. College Pros. I see signs everywhere.
College Pros is one of them.
Yeah, they're out there. I got you.
I can't remember who I worked for, but it was one of those things. Yeah.
Did you have to wear a kilt?
I did not have to wear a kilt.
Because those guys are out there too.
There's kilt painters?
Oh, yeah. There's kilt window washers. Look up. You never know what's going to get the little lady of the house to hire your company.
That's true. So we, this was up when I was in Bellingham. And one of the tricks to securing jobs, to convince somebody to give you the work, is to underbid on the project. So you go in, and the guy who managed our paint teams, I didn't really understand economics at the time. I mean, I only understand it a little bit more now because I have to pay bills.
But you knew what you were making an hour. That's all.
But
I
knew what I was, and so I get really excited because he did the sales job to both of us. So he would say to me, "All right, here's what's going to happen." It was like me and one other guy on the team. His name was Zach. He was a kicker in college. He was a phenomenal kicker. He was a Canadian guy. And what he would say to us is, "All right, I'm going to build this house for 25 hours of painting for exterior." It was just exterior, so what you do. And he goes, "But if you can get the job done in 20, I'm going to pay you for the 25 hours, but you just made an extra, whatever that difference was."
Yeah.
So that's how we got excited about it. So I was like, yeah, it incentivizes hard work.
Sure.
Fast, do it fast. And then to the home buyer, he would go in and say, like, hey, that college, whatever, they're going to charge you $6,000 to paint the exterior house. I can get it done for $5,000 or less, whatever it was. So you underbid. And then you convince us that if we can do the job faster, we're going to make extra money because hourly. And then none of that happens. So it ends up taking way, way, way longer. But he has made a bid with the people of the house. So that has to stand. They're not going to charge, they're not going to pay extra. He can't go up to them and say, like, hey, guess what? My guys are slow.
Yeah.
Exactly. He's only able to charge them $4,000. So we end up eating the cost.
As labor.
And we end up making I think that summer I made $2 an hour because I was not good at painting.
I'm sorry.
Well, it takes a little time. You get used to the guns and everything.
You learn how to.
I'm fast as a rabid beaver at it now, but at the time I wasn't that great.
Learning curve.
Yeah, it's a learning curve. The problem with this is I feel like they underbid the public, and they told them. You look at the initial funding they asked for ST3. It says it's going to be $53 billion. So then everybody goes, all right, well, $53 billion, that's crazy, a lot of money, but spread that out over 30 years or whatever it is. And now the number's near $200 billion to complete the entire thing. And now they're saying hey, guess what, guys? Egg on our face. We're not even at that number. We still don't have enough money, so we're going to have to actually not deliver on the things. The problem is that we're not locked in on that price. They gave themselves the ability to just take more of your money through taxes and estate taxes, all these things, without a vote of the people. They just gave themselves that ability. So it's like if you have a bad paint guy who comes into your house and says, hey, you know what? It's actually going to be 5 times the amount that I quoted you.
Otherwise, your house is half painted. You don't want to see that. You want to come home that every day. You got to finish it.
You want to finish the job now.
Yeah,
so it's actually, I told you
otherwise
5.
You're wasting all that money.
It's actually going to be 20.
Yeah.
You get sued in the private sector. They would sue you. They'd take you to the business. They signed a thing with the Better Business Bureau and say, put this guy out of business. But there's no repercussions for these people who run Sound Transit, which is why.
Back to you want to see somebody fired?
Back to me wanting to see somebody fired. I just feel like
I hear you.
It's
an honest feeling.
It's an honest feeling.
It is, man, and you're not wrong.
It's a tough economy right now. I don't want to see anybody lose their job, but these people, if one of them gets fired.
I don't feel as bad for the people making these horrible decisions as I do for the communities that have invested in these projects.
Yeah, 10 years
that aren't
you've been paying into.
aren't going to see the
15
benefits.
100%.
I had a story last week 2 weeks ago. Ballard, the community of Ballard, that's not going to get these lines they were promised and are been paying for. They're building entire communities with no place to park because they think light rail's coming. Now light rail may not come at all.
Yeah.
And you got this community that's just been flooded with residences and no place for these people to park.
Here's another question. We had a lady on the show. Do you remember this? Early in our time working together, we talked to a bar owner in Ballard who had built a business there, but then because of eminent domain for the future light rail link, they were going to put her business on, sell the building. They bought the building out, and she was going to have to move her business.
Is that West Seattle?
Was it West
I
Seattle?
think it was West Seattle. I remember
West Seattle, maybe.
West Seattle. It's a brew pub. Yeah.
Well, yeah, the pub.
Yeah.
What happens in this case? Like, they've already gone in and purchased a bunch of the land. Like, what do you do with all that property that you own? Do you just hold on to it, and then does that just like kind of get run into the ground? Do you develop that? You just let it sit? Because I've been told by reliable sources that if you let properties sit, bad elements move in. I mean, it's a recipe for disaster.
It's and a track record of that's what happened.
Of disaster. Yeah, absolutely. All right, what do we got coming up next, Spike? Do you want to give the audience a little peek?
I would love to. There have been a lot of news headlines lately about closing down various businesses for various violations of fire code or prostitution in a couple businesses. A couple people were rescued from a situation of human trafficking.
Whoa.
By a different police force than we've been talking about in the past. We're wondering if there's a movement afoot.
There's something happening.
Human trafficking.
We'll tell you about that, where it's at, when we come back. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $3 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
The Camping World Ultimate RV Show is coming to Angel of the Winds RV Resort in Seattle. Parking and admission are free. Join us May 14th to the 17th to shop special show pricing on over 200 fully staged new and used RVs. Get an exclusive first look at new models. Check out the latest gear and accessories. Bring the family to enjoy our kids zone and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show in Seattle, May 14th to the 17th. We'll see you there.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Dr. Wagner, what joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
John Curley here. You know a smart thing to do right now? Upgrade your cooling now with Home Comfort Alliance. Choose a Lennox cooling system and get a heating system free. Their 60-second online price estimator makes it so easy. Visit homecomfortalliance.com today.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Right now, police in Tukwila are evacuating homes due to a reported gas leak. This is near the BECU off I-5, right near South 130th Street and 40th Avenue South. You will see a big police presence nearby. You are being asked to use alternate routes if you're in that area. Tacoma City Council has approved a new resolution that condemns federal immigration enforcement. KIRO 7 TV's Elle Thomas has details.
The statement lists out what it calls, quote, the broader pattern of overzealous, unjust, and dangerous enforcement actions, end quote. Council members say they will continue to take action to support immigrants. Some also want to divest the city's employee retirement fund from the company that runs the Northwest Ice Processing Center.
Seattle's push to bring back the Sonics may be picking up some steam. Seattle Times reports the Kraken majority owner Samantha Holloway has brought on financial advisors as she positions herself for a potential NBA bid. The league has not formally opened the expansion process yet. Commissioner Adam Silver has indicated it is coming soon. Now to the closing bell reports, and we are getting our first signals that high gas prices are indeed impacting consumer purchasing decisions. CBS's Jason Brooks explains.
Appliance maker Whirlpool said the Iran war resulted in recession-level industry declines in the U.S. as consumer confidence collapsed in late February and March. Whirlpool's revenue dropped nearly 10% in the first quarter. Fast food chains are also feeling pressure, with McDonald's warning that consumer conditions are getting worse and elevated gas prices are disproportionately impacting low-income consumers. Papa John's and Shake Shack also reported weaker earnings results.
Shake Shack shares were down nearly 30% in reaction to the earnings reports. And stocks today did ease lower after yesterday's run into record territory. The Dow lost 313, NASDAQ down 33, S&P 500 off 28 points. Now to the real-time traffic desk with Nate Connors.
Thank you, Aaron. This report brought to us by Seattle Sports. Here in Seattle, North 5, to no surprise, we're bumper to bumper before the West Seattle Bridge to I-90, and then again approaching the Ship Canal Bridge. 25 minutes max to get through downtown right now. South 5, you're going to slow in the U District down to I-90. South 405, we're slow from I-90 all the way to the Renton Landing already. Heavy through Factoria. Bellevue to Renton, plan on a 20-minute commute. And North 405 slows to the Renton S-curves. Outside of that, there are no significant backups out there. Search Seattle Sports on YouTube and click subscribe to get fresh video content daily. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Mix of clouds and some sunshine today and pleasant temperatures. Right now, 61 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We have been inundated with stories in the past few weeks about, I feel like these are all on the east side too. Is that wrong? Is it like three different stories?
If we're talking about the massage parlor.
The massage?
Crackdown was more to the south end of town.
Was it south?
Federal Way, if I'm not mistaken.
Wasn't there some in
Auburn? There was some across the east side as well.
Redmond?
I think Redmond was targeted. Well, there's a multi-jurisdictional sweep has been going on. Oftentimes we see stories, most recently was about fire code violations to these particular businesses. Prior to that.
At like 50 plus, and they ended up shutting down 45 of them?
Yeah, or at least citing them for fire code violations and reopening pending meeting the, addressing the violations cited.
Yes.
Earlier than that, there was a story about similar fire code violation investigations that resulted in arrests for prostitution and human trafficking of different locations of these massage parlor type venues. Now we have the story today out of Kirkland.
And this is interesting. So Kirkland Police Department put this out. Now we bring up the massage parlors because that's what we're injecting into the story. We assume that that's part of the story, although they're not specific about it. And they just refer to something as businesses. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to read you a little bit from this post, then you tell me what this sounds like. Kirkland Police arrest 2 for promoting prostitution. On May 5th, the Kirkland Police Department, with the assistance from several neighboring law enforcement agencies, executed search warrants at 3 businesses connected to an investigation into suspected human trafficking and promoting prostitution. The investigation began after Kirkland Police received multiple community complaints about activity at a local business. They go through painstaking efforts throughout the entire post here on Facebook to not clue us in on what business this is. And I'm curious if you had the same reaction that I did. I just immediately assumed when I saw the piece that these were massage parlors, although they don't say so. But
they don't say so, but what they do say is detectives also identified additional affiliated businesses outside of Kirkland, prompting a coordinated multi-jurisdictional response.
Yeah.
So when I'm seeing the words additional affiliated businesses outside of Kirkland,
and we've had all these stories.
You have to look at this, what's been in the news and what these different law enforcement communities have been focusing on.
Yeah.
And we're talking about, charges here of prostitution and potential human trafficking.
Human trafficking.
It's the exact same crime that they've been looking at in various multiple jurisdictions, which are mentioned in this piece. So, and maybe it's just our assumption.
But it feels like a massage thing.
It feels like a massage thing. Because there's complaints that prostitution complaints from the citizenry surrounding these communities.
Yeah.
You don't get that at the local shipping store.
Yeah, or your coffee shop.
Right.
I mean, depending on what kind of coffee shop, I guess it is, or shipping. Maybe there's stuff happening in the back room that we don't know about.
Knows? A lot of peanuts back there. We don't know. But with so many stories about this type of activity being suspected and a couple times charged in this type of business community.
You know what's interesting is I drive by. It depends on what part of town you're in, but like a lot of times I get rerouted. Like Waze will send me like on my way to work. It's just busy. Traffic is crazy. So it will send you into these neighborhoods that you've never thought about before, and these little tiny little parts of town where what used to be a house, I assume it's still a house, but they also have a big picture in the window of like a foot, and it'll say like $20 foot massage. And when you drive by those, you go like, that seems like kind of a seedy thing. Like what kind of licenses you're required to have to do these things? Yeah. And I guess I was just under the assumption that it wasn't happening everywhere. But it seems to me like they've been shutting down a lot of businesses lately.
And maybe this is, and you've been redirected to your not your normal routes.
Yeah, these are a little off the beaten path.
Right, and you see strip malls or little clusters of stores.
Yeah, there's like massage parlors everywhere. And so how do you, like, they can't all be doing prostitution
No.
I imagine many of them.
Yeah.
Like what? But my question is, and the thing that I'm asking is, what percentage do you think are doing that? Is it? If I said 10%, would you say that seems high? But all the news, like how many of these massage parlors are there out there? Because all the news stories we hear,
as we kind of alluded to, somewhat joking, lightheartedly, you're not going to find this at a shipping store. You're not going to find this at a dry cleaner.
Yeah.
But when you have a business that is involved in intimate contact, even if it's nothing untowards about it, privacy, intimacy, hands-on, that seems to be the type of industry that lends itself to this type of exploitation of people and services provided. There's secrecy.
Somebody walks into like a shipping store where you're shipping a box somewhere.
Yeah.
They don't tell you to take off your clothes and lay on a
table, and we're going to put some soft music on, rub you down with some oils and
what
whatnot.
What kind of smelly oil do you like?
Do you want it there by Tuesday? You want it there by Friday?
Now, would that be like an innovative way to run a business? Maybe.
Sure.
I think it would take a little extra time. You probably have to charge more to ship those boxes.
Sure. You pay a premium.
Strip and ship.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Oh, I like a topless shipping company. Write this down, Laura.
Not topless. No.
Okay.
Just like, you don't want people to be naked. That's illegal.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, it's not illegal some places.
In the city, I was going to say.
In the city, you can be naked all you want.
A whole bunch of business opportunities. The point being, I appreciate that Kirkland is. It's funny because they've closed off. The Kirkland Police Department posted this story, this announcement that they have saved maybe a couple people from human trafficking.
Yeah,
they've made arrests with regard to people running prostitution operations alleged in these various businesses in the community. They responded to community concern and complaints. They've done all this, and the comment section has been closed off. As per their policy, I read into it because everybody in the comments section says, who are the businesses?
Well,
we deserve to know.
It says Kirkland Police Department. They can limit who can comment on this post, and there are a bunch of comments. I didn't realize they could limit it though.
Well, I'm reading updated as of today. Is today the 7th? Today the 8th.
Oh, there you go.
Today's the 7th.
Today's the 7th. You're right.
It says, as due to the volume of comments received, the city has turned off commenting on the post per the city's social media policy.
Why would they turn off the comments? Were people naming the businesses?
People were demanding that they name the businesses.
What? So why turn off the comments?
Maybe they've maxed out. Or maybe there was a violation.
Internet. You can do as much as you want on the internet.
Maybe there's a violation of their social media interaction policy.
One of the very first comments after they posted this says, "Great work. I understand this is an ongoing investigation, but it would be nice to know which business is involved." Now it's a mystery. Now I got to know. I mean, what are the odds that it's?
Well, I was going to say
again. This is our speculation that it's a massage company. We don't know that.
And pending some of the bedrock fundamental beliefs in this country, you're innocent until proven guilty. You can't, if these guys are charged with alleged prostitution and human trafficking, you don't want to name the business. What if it turns out they're not guilty? They go to trial, they get due process, they're not guilty. This business has been branded forever. You can't release what kind of business or who it is.
If you save people from human trafficking,
if when they're convicted, then by all means, let us know who we're dealing with, and we'll not deal with them anymore.
It's interesting that they would shut the comments off, though. You're right. That is it's a tricky gray area. It's tricky gray. I would just prefer they leave the comments on, to be honest. Just leave them on.
Yeah, why not? It's their policy.
I mean, it's a public
forum.
Public forum. It's a public agency. It's tax dollars. It's not. If it's a private business, it's a different thing. But interesting. All right. But good job getting out there. Whatever the businesses were, whatever big mystery they were, good job. Stopping the prostitution and the human trafficking. Those are bad things. I say non-controversially. We got a lot more coming up. What do we have coming up next, Mike?
Weight loss is big business, and big business means Amazon's taking over. We'll tell you what you can get today from Amazon that you couldn't get yesterday.
You can hit the button, and you can get it now, almost. We'll be right back.
A comment from Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is suddenly getting fresh attention.
Claims that millionaires are going to leave our state are like super overblown.
Seattle's new mayor can't seem to wave this one off.
You know, the ones that leave, like, bye.
Arrogance is the word. Exclusive reaction at mynorthwest.com.
When you're a leader, you also have to be there for the people that didn't vote for you.
And the conversation continues on KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM and the KIRO News Radio app.
You bought an RV, and you got an automatic discount from Progressive by bundling it with your home or auto insurance. That's great, but a serious word of warning every RVer should heed. You don't need to talk about things like dry weight or dump stations. And you don't need one of those expensive water filter straws either. Because the most extreme thing most RVers encounter is a campsite without hookups. So just enjoy yourself. And Progressive's automatic discount when you bundle your RV, boat, or motorcycle with your home or auto insurance. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations.
If the world were like a Sleep Number mattress, everything would adapt for your comfort. Because as your life changes and your body changes, Sleep Number mattresses adapt and shift to give you personalized comfort night after night. And now everything's on sale during our Memorial Day event. Save up to $1,200 on mattresses for a limited time. To experience a whole new world of comfort, visit a Sleep Number store or go to sleepnumber.com. Sleep Number, to a good life sleep.
If you own rental property in Washington, you probably already know it's not what it used to be. Rising property taxes, increased maintenance costs, and some of the most onerous landlord-tenant regulations in the country. At some point, many landlords ask the question, is this still worth it? Brian Evans, CEO of Madrona Financial and CPAs, is hosting a live interactive workshop called Landlord Exit Strategies. In this seminar, he'll break down the impact of today's regulations, strategies that may allow you to defer and potentially reduce taxes, and how the Delaware Statutory Trust may help. It's a straightforward conversation about your options before you make a costly decision. To register or learn more, visit madronafinancial.com or call 833-673-7373. Be sure to catch Growing Your Wealth Saturdays at 9 a.m.
This is a paid advertisement. Investments involve risk. See full disclosures at madronafinancial.com.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
$83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Hey there, Dawn Riling from Olympic Hot Tub. Time to celebrate spring and warmer days ahead.
Get ready by adding a hot tub, swim spa, or sauna at home to take better care of you and your family. For nearly 50 years, Olympic has been offering products to help people live better. During our Soak, Sauna, and Swim event, find your perfect wellness solution and save thousands through May 10th. OlympicHotTub.com. Better you, better life.
Olympic Hot Tub.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
There's a new kind of energy at Starbucks. Try the all-new energy refreshers. Strawberry acai, mango dragon fruit, or the all-new mango strawberry. New energy refreshers only at Starbucks.
For over 50 years, Bucky's Complete Auto Repair has been the one locals trust for fast, friendly service with guaranteed repairs. With 16 family-owned locations and a Carfax preferred badge, Bucky's makes it easy with same-day service and available financing. Visit Bucky's.com.
Clutter happens. Let Closets by Design save the day. For a limited time, get 40% off plus an additional 15% off and 18-month 0% financing on approved credit if paid in full. Go to closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN.
Holy smokes! The On Cruise Adventures Rick Riz Show.
What happened at the ballpark yesterday?
Sparky's sitting on my scorebook here, my cat is.
Friday mornings at 8:15 on Seattle's Morning News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This is local news, but it's also big national news, probably international. I'd imagine this is probably going to be everywhere soon. Coming to you as soon as you want to order it, it will be at your house. Amazon is rolling out same-day delivery for a weight loss drug, Ozempic.
Yeah.
So you can go on there. I wrote an article about this today. It's kind of interesting because it actually highlights something that I think we forget, which is that we live in kind of an amazing time. As crazy as this sounds, we live in a time of unbelievable, like, plush, easy access to almost everything.
Oh, it's an on-demand world.
It's unreal.
No matter what it is. Food, drink, entertainment, drugs, pharmacy, we get you.
You
Order
want
online,
to
be at
text
your door.
Amazon to us right now at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. We'll send you an article directly from me to you. 888-973-5476. Text Amazon to 888-973-5476. You can send this to your friends. Everybody should read it and share it. Just think about how futuristic this sounds. Imagine if we went back to our grandparents who were fighting to save the world in World War II. And we went up to one of them and we said, did you know in the future that you'll be able to sit on your couch and on your phone, you can hit a screen on a little button and they will deliver a drug to your house within an hour-ish or whenever it is, that day, same day. You can take a pill that will make you skinny. Almost none of that would make sense to them.
What year was this? What, World War II?
Let's call it 46.
Okay. First off, what?
Right after.
Screen? Like you mean in my window? Screen? What do you mean a screen?
100. Yes.
There were no TVs.
What?
Phone? I mean, if I can get up and walk across the room and ask Mildred down at the central board to connect me to someone who could bring me drugs today?
Yes.
Crazy talk. A weight loss pill? A pill? And a
pill
to
make
me skinny?
To make me skinny? You mean in the future there's actually people who are heavy? Like they didn't have food back. I mean, they had food, but they were a lot thinner.
There weren't a lot of fat guys.
There weren't a lot of fat guys. The percent, it's wild. You go back and you look at some of these percentages of like when people started getting heavy and obese. You go back and look at, this is not, I don't want to give too much of an insight into how I spend my free time.
Sure.
Go and look up a BMI index over time in America.
Sure.
They just didn't have food back then. I mean, I know they have food, but they didn't eat the same kinds of crap that we eat now.
They had food. We have consumable, fast-produced,
I don't know what we're eating.
long-lasting, genetically engineered.
Yes.
Sit on a shelf, add water, makes its own sauce. That's what we have. And we have convenience.
And once you filled your body with that, you can now hit a button on your screen on your phone, which we still call a phone, even though nobody talks on it anymore, and they'll bring you a pill that will make a fat guy skinny in a couple of months.
So to get rid of the stuff we've been selling you for your grandparents.
We're living in the future.
And ain't it great?
Can you imagine, like my grandmother, until she died, Whenever I would go shopping with her,
Yeah.
well, I mean, she lived a great life. She lived to be
I'm
93. Yeah, I mean, like
Still,
nothing.
you miss her.
She wanted to go at that point. She said, "Lord, take me home." But my grandmother, when I would go shopping with her, like I go, she lived in, Walnut Creek in down in Northern California.
California, no. That's where the Little House of the Ingalls lived, right? At Walnut Grove.
That's Walnut Grove.
Okay, similar, close by.
Similar vibe.
Okay, sure.
Small town
America.
But
Northern
I'd go
California.
and I'd visit her in the summers, and we would then go to the grocery store and buy little things. Old ladies just to run errands. Like we'd go to the bank, we'd go to the grocery store, we'd go home.
And you get to take you with her. Oh, that's wonderful.
It was wonderful.
Yeah.
These memories are gold. But we would go, and she would pay with cash. She would watch as they counted out her change. They would hand it back to her, and then she'd stand there at the counter, and she'd count out the pennies. And my grandmother, at that point in her life, did not need to count pennies.
Okay.
But
That's how you get to that point.
That's how you get to that point. But she held on to that because she and my grandfather, that generation, they were a product of the Great Depression, of World War.
Of sacrifice.
Of
a greater cause greater than themselves. Absolutely.
Of living in a time when they did not have plenty, when it was scarce, when there was scarcity. And now, we just got a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's nuts.
You can get an Amazon pill to make you skinny today.
Because Amazon brought me all the things that made me fat. That was dropped off at my house.
We'll get you coming in and we'll get you going.
That's right. How's that for a business model?
Just start at the top of the box and work your way down.
Right.
The skinny pill's on the bottom.
What they ought to do is they ought to sell snacks with an Ozempic in the bottom. Like these, remember Cracker Jacks?
Smart.
Had a prize in every box?
Yeah.
Eat that entire box of pretzel twists that tastes like dill pickles.
Yeah.
And at the bottom, there's a little pill. It won't even matter.
Just a tiny little thing.
You'll be gone by morning.
I saw the news releases about this, and it was like Amazon now offering diabetes medicine, which is what it is. I mean, it's diabetes medicine.
Yes.
Some people need it for that. So there is like an urgency to it. But a lot of people are taking it because it's the side effect. It's also a tremendous weight loss drug.
You know, the fight against diabetes has been going on for decades. Nobody paid any attention. We told you get skinny by next week.
Yeah.
Now we can't.
Suddenly,
now we got
like,
your
got to
attention.
get rid of that diabetes.
Now we got your attention.
100%.
And you know, for the most case, insurances won't cover weight loss medications.
Do they
for
still not?
For the most part, they still don't.
Really? Interesting.
But they cover diabetes medication. And it makes no sense because weight loss is the number one way to not get diabetes.
Yeah. You manage diabetes by managing your weight.
Yes.
And so it's kind
Isn't that preventive? Isn't that, I mean, you know, you take care of your car, it'll take care of you. Don't wait till it breaks and spend $8,000 on a rebuild.
There you go.
How about just covering weight loss medication, insurance companies? You know, God love Amazon. They're in the pharmacy business. Amazon's taking over everything. Everything.
They do everything.
Had a story last week about how Amazon's getting into the shipping game.
Yeah. Yeah, UPS
They're already
and
bringing
FedEx
stuff.
Oh,
right?
Yeah. UPS and FedEx should get into the GLP-1 game. See how that goes.
It's a matter of time.
Or they should all just become AI companies like that shoe company did a few months ago. Just pivot.
Make it AI.
All right. Sure. We got a lot more coming up.
Top
of two.
New potential buyer for the Seahawks has been named.
That.
Let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that.
Is this
all
still
right.
an issue?
Stick around. Be right back.
KIRO Newsradio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
KIRO Newsradio's Luke Ducey is here with more.
24% of businesses are now thinking about leaving Washington.
Traffic.
We are definitely seeing some slowing through the S-curves.
Conversation.
We build it, we produce it, we charge for it.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
A one-hander! Are you kidding me?
Broadcasting live from the KIRO Newsradio YouTube channel. KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Eric Johnson here. I spent the past 30 years working to help make our community better informed, better protected when it comes to consumer issues, and better equipped to take on whatever life throws at us. That's why I love the free Washington Accident book series from Davis Law Group. These books keep us better informed about the law, better able to protect ourselves on and off the road, and better off when all is said and done after an accident. Chris Davis didn't have to write these books. He did it because he saw a need. People who were in accidents or other legal situations didn't know what to do, what pictures to take, documents to request. Only a tiny fraction of the people who get these 3 books will ever become clients of Davis Law Group, but that's not the point. Chris wrote them because it was the right thing to do. The free Washington Accident book series is a must-have for drivers who want to be prepared for whatever the road might throw at them. Get yours at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com.
Insulation rebates from PSE are at historic highs. American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $3 million in PSE insulation rebates last year, more than any contractor in Washington. Homeowners, business owners, and PSE trust American Crawl Space and Pest Services. Was your home built before 1990? Visit AmericanCrawl.com to see how much you can save on replacing your insulation.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
Do you get sinus infections, congestion, sinus pressure and pain, sinus headaches? You've gone to the doctor. You visit urgent care over and over again. And it's always the same thing, right? Oh, I know. Let's try antibiotics and some nasal sprays. But they just keep coming back. You may suffer with chronic sinus infections. The good news? Relief is possible. How? A minimally invasive procedure called the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic. Imagine a procedure so delicate there are no narcotics. Less cutting means less bleeding, so no packing, and no operating room. The Sinusoft procedure is designed for the clinic. If you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, and congestion, find out if the Sinusoft procedure, available only at the Modern Nose Clinic, is the solution for you. Call and set an appointment today. 206-388-2770. 206-388-2770. That's 206-388-2770.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep, deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandSwimSpaSale.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. KIRO FM and HD1. Tacoma, Seattle. Northwest News.
This is CBS News on the Hour. Your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Tennessee's governor signs into law a new U.S. House map that carves up a majority black district in Memphis. The nonprofit Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under Law says redistricting moves like this threaten black congressional leadership. CBS's Allison Keyes.
Tennessee Thursday approved a new congressional map scattering black voters from Memphis into neighboring districts. It's the first map crafted since the Supreme Court ruling, and Shaylin Cochran at the Lawyers Committee for Civil Rights Under the Law warns.
It is a ruling that threatens black leadership in Congress.
Cochran says breaking up districts with voters of color dilutes their ability to elect candidates of their choice who often look like them. Allison Keyes, CBS News.
The head of the World Health Organization says there are now 5 confirmed hantavirus cases from the outbreak on a cruise ship and warns more cases are possible. 3 people have died. Anaïs Lagonde with the WHO is asked how long a person needs to isolate and check for symptoms.
What we know is, yes, the incubation can be up to 6 weeks. And for that time, contacts who have been potentially exposed need to monitor their health for any sign of symptoms.
The Boulder, Colorado firebombing defendant pleads guilty to charges including first-degree murder and is sentenced to life in prison. Mohammed Sabri Soliman admitted to attacking a group in June 2025 during a demonstration in support of Israeli captives held by Hamas. Soliman, speaking Arabic, says through an interpreter,
I
would like to express to the court and ensure the court what I have done is not from the teaching of Islam.
President Trump has met with Brazil's president at the White House.
President Trump and President Lula met behind closed doors in what was expected to be a discussion centering on the economy. The two did not appear before the White House or the Brazilian press corps to answer any questions. On social media, the president described his Brazilian counterpart as very dynamic. He also wrote that the two discussed many topics, specifically tariffs, and he said the meeting went well. Trump added that representatives will get together to discuss what he described as has certain key elements, saying additional meetings will be scheduled as necessary. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
Several confirmed tornadoes ripped across southern Mississippi, injuring nearly 20 people and destroying or damaging an estimated 500 buildings. Lincoln County was one of the hardest hit areas by yesterday's severe weather, cleaning out whole communities.
Not this close. Not this close. Sure. I just feel for the people here. I pray that they get the community back clean again.
Stocks closed down on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
The stars shine brighter on CBS Mornings.
This is a slam dunk.
So cute. Y'all came in singing for me today.
On CBS Mornings.
A push to reshape homelessness policy in Snohomish County. That's one story we get to after Nate Connors at the traffic desk.
Thank you, Aaron. Lake Washington Windows and Doors has the update. Let's start you with our use through Seattle. North 5 scattered backups will greet you at the Michigan Curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. Half hour to get you through downtown. South 5, we're stop and go approaching the Ship Canal Bridge down to I-90. Westbound 520, you're already jammed up at Montlake Boulevard over to I-5. Over on the east side, South 405 at 520 in Bellevue, we've got a collision in that left general purpose lane. You're backed up to about 60th right now. And then beyond that, it's packed again from Southeast 8th down to Cold Creek Parkway. Bellevue to Renton, about 20 minutes. North 405, scattered slowing from South Center up to Northeast 44th. South Center to Bellevue, plan on 20 minutes. And we've got a new collision heading through Federal Way, North 5, right at State Route 18. It's partially blocking that off-ramp. Feel the freedom of lower energy bills. This Memorial Day, get $525 off every window, $1,000 off every door, plus 12 months, zero interest financing. Visit LakeWashingtonWindows.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and MyNorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. Seattle police are investigating a suspicious death in the Mount Baker neighborhood where a body was discovered this morning at a homeless camp. Here's KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
SPD officers were called to a homeless encampment just west of the Mount Baker Light Rail Station just before 9 a.m. The victim we know is male, age is unknown, and we don't know why the death seems suspicious. SPD Detective Eric Munoz.
It'll be a matter of time till the detectives finish their initial investigation. The medical examiner will need to come out and they will determine the cause and the manner of death, and of course they will identify the deceased.
In the Mount Baker neighborhood, James Lynch, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle City Council now pushing forward legislation to expand the size of temporary homeless shelters by 50%. The bill passed with several amendments. They include requiring those sites with more than 100 beds to have a public safety plan and to be staffed 24/7. The bill will go to the full council for a vote next month. A Snohomish County Council member looking to overhaul that county's approach to homelessness and drug addiction. Republican Nate Naring introduced 4 proposals this week. They include removing the Housing First mandates for county-funded programs and defunding taxpayer-supplied drug kits.
I think true compassion is meeting someone where they're at and working with them to get clean, to get sober, to get healthy so that they can live a dignified life.
Naring tells the Jason Ranch Show on Seattle Red he also wants to increase behavioral health funding and make it a crime to expose children to fentanyl. Sound Transit leaders discussed a resolution today saying they are committed to doing all the work they've promised under the ST3 expansion plan, despite a $35 billion budget shortfall.
During an executive committee meeting, Sound Transit CEO Dow Constantine said there are no plans to cancel any proposed projects under their voter-approved plans, even though 10 projects have been deferred and several others are listed as not currently affordable.
Central Puget Sound region is hungry for a world-class transit system, and we will continue to deliver on that vision.
The committee delayed a vote on a resolution to reiterate their commitment. Instead, they want to hear more public comment. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
And your weather update now. Mix of clouds and sunshine today. Highs today reaching the mid-60s. We're up to 61 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
And now, it's time for the Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio. With your hosts, Jake Skorheim and Spike O'Neill.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down. We have reached the final hour of today's broadcast. But John Curley's coming up next, so don't worry about that. We've got a lot more to cover. You want to start with Seahawks stuff, Spike? I think we should.
Sure.
Big breaking news.
We can do that.
There has been 2 new potential Seahawks owners' names emerge. At the same time as we heard one of the owners of the Kraken has now hired attorneys.
Forming a financial exploratory committee to
make an offer.
Make a valid, realistic offer for the NBA's ownership opportunity in Seattle, yes.
So
Times are changing,
a lot of sports franchises to talk about selling. So let's talk about the Seahawks. This one investor, this is interesting. One of the investors is a 49ers minority stake owner.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Vinod Khosla. I'm probably not pronouncing either of his first or last name correct. But
as a potential owner, we
but
got
as a
some
potential
time.
owner, I'd like to apologize.
We'll figure this out.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. But he's apparently part of a group who wants to buy the Seahawks, and he's very rich. He's reported to be worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $11 to $14 billion.
How to get it done.
Which is some, although that's a big chunk of what he's worth. And I don't know if it applies to professional sports teams, but like if you're buying a house, kind of the rule of thumb is you don't want to commit to more than 30% of whatever your budget is into your mortgage.
Right.
And this would be more than that for him.
Of
his whole net worth.
That's this. He would be a potential
if he buys the team just by himself.
Right?
For
That'd
$10 billion.
Solo owner, which is very, very rarely the case.
Very rare.
These guys like to play in this arena, but they want to have equal or have additional responsible holders.
Yeah.
Ownership group.
You want to have other people who are also holding a little bit of the bag, so just in case. The thing, though, about this guy that people are kind of raised an eyebrows, he owns not the full thing, but he's a minority owner in the 49ers. And there's kind of a rivalry between the Seahawks and the 49ers. So how is this possible? How could he do this?
He would have to divest himself of the 49er ownership.
Yep.
You can't own competing ownerships, especially in the same division. Maybe if he was in the AFC. No, that wouldn't work either.
No,
and I'm sure if he's a minority owner of the Niners, that was his ticket into this exclusive elite club of pro sport ownership.
Yep.
And now he's got an opportunity to be buying, let's face it, a better franchise. In a better situation.
He must
in
have
a better city.
Oh, much better.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you want to move
a more successful franchise, much more upside, and they're already at the top. I mean, how could you have much more upside and already be at the top? But that's what the Seahawks are.
Fan base.
Who doesn't want to be part of the Seahawks?
Exactly.
So he bought into, his ownership group bought a minority stake in the 49ers, I believe in 2025, which must have been a precursor, like you were saying. Let's ingratiate ourselves with the owners groups.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to know those guys. Let's get invited to the parties. We're going to mingle because everything. Here's the lesson I'm trying to teach my kids, and the lesson that somebody taught me once. My dad taught me this. In business, it's all who you know. All of it. Get to know people.
Yeah.
You want to find out who runs things. You want to ingratiate yourself as much as you can.
Part of that club, buddy. Network.
Network.
Yep.
So he became part of the club, and now here you go. Less than a year later, now they're talking about buying the Seahawks, which they obviously knew we were going to be up for sale because that was required in the Allen estate.
Exactly. It became news to us. Kind of surprisingly, remember during Super Bowl week.
It
leaked out. But everybody in the NFL ownership community, they knew that the Allen Foundation, the Paul Allen Trust, had a decree in his last wishes. He's going to sell the team and make everything he made philanthropic. Eventually, it's all going to charity.
And Jody Allen, who is the executive of his estate, right? Mm-hmm. She's kind of running things. It's been no secret that she has been running things and she's been doing great, but she was never going to hold on to the team forever, unless I'm sure she's got some change now since her brother passed and he was one of the richest men. Unless she's part of some ownership group, but I have not heard those. I have not really heard that from anyone. Maybe she's not interested.
That was one of the first things when the team was first announced for sale. Does Jody have the capabilities, is the opportunity to be a partial owner, minority owner of this team? I mean, she's done wonderful work.
It would be weird to run it on behalf of your late brother, who just outright owned the team.
Right.
What did he buy the Seahawks for in '97? Was it $197 million?
It was less than $200 million. Yeah, and now it's going to be, they say, between 8 and 10 is the estimation of this franchise's value.
Could be the most expensive sports franchise ever sold.
When Paul Allen bought the Seahawks, they were floundering under Ken Bering's ownership. They were stuck into the Kingdom, which was a subpar facility by any account.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff had to be done, and the Allen family made sure that happened.
Now it's top
and
tier.
cemented this franchise's not just value, but its place in this community.
You got Sam Darnold, you got JSN, you got Mike McDonald, everybody.
You got and kept John Schneider.
You got John Schneider.
Which is why we have all
John
this.
Schneider.
Yes. Yeah.
The team is worth a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it's going to sell for? I think it's going to be a clean 10 bill.
I'm trying to find a way to make a light rail joke out of this. What do you think? Because it's not appropriate. It's going to go for 10.
I think it's
going to go. It's going to be the high end of the estimate, which is 8 to 10.
Yep. I think it's 10 as well. I think it's going to be just a clean 10. Everybody, It's a nice round number. It's not really, but like it's a nice clean number. And
you want deep pockets. And I know that there's a threshold for what an individual owner would have to hold in assets to qualify with the other owners as a guy who can get it done, or a group, a woman. I'm not trying to be a old fart. But you want a guy with deep pockets. Because you don't want a guy penny pinching in any aspect of this team. One of the reasons Seahawks have become what they've become is the nutritional element. I mean, the science of nutrition and the science of training that this team enjoys for its athletes, for its players. Unparalleled. The facilities, unparalleled.
Oh, yeah. It's just
unparalleled.
It's great.
Have you seen? I watched a video of what the new rookies that were just drafted. They're going through their equipment fitting. Okay,
are they like laser fitting them?
Yes,
really.
They put this mesh thing on their head. It's like it's like he's going to be Golem on the field. It's like that kind of you scan guys. Everything from the glove fit. It's not like, the larges are there, extra larges are over there. They fit every aspect of these guys with the highest level of scientific,
everything.
It's unbelievable.
Well, yeah, you spare no expense
the
because
helmets,
there's such an investment.
I remember playing high school football. You prayed you got a good helmet and you didn't complain. These guys, their helmets.
Would you put extra padding in?
No, I had a fat head. It fit me just fine. I actually squeezed in.
Yeah.
And I actually invested in my own face mask because I wanted a real good, cool face mask. But my point being,
these
guys
just have like teeth on it or something.
No. I mean just the configuration.
Of
the mask.
Because kids now they have the
mouth guards.
They all have mouth guards, but on the outside of the mouth guards they have like
fangs.
They all look like fighter pilots.
Yeah,
they all look like P-51 Mustangs flying around with like.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's cool.
Yeah.
But my point being that every aspect of this team is top shelf. Everything they do for their athletes because they know these guys are an investment. And the quality of the product they put on the field, which in turn, that's why they're bad owners because these guys skimp on everything. Mm-hmm. The owner Snyder, the former owner of what was the Redskins, now the Commanders in D.C., notoriously cheap. Wouldn't put the right field in, wouldn't invest in the turf that is his investment. His players were playing on. Yeah. RG3's career ended.
Then you're getting injured
at
players,
the old RFK Stadium. Ended on that field. Ugh. And there's examples like that all across the league. Ken Behring Seahawks played in horrendous conditions. I mean, you're talking about locker rooms with the laundry machines are in the locker rooms with the
Kingo
players. Was
dog.
Yes.
Yeah, it was bad.
So
even as a child, I looked at it and I went, I wouldn't play on that.
I mean, did you ever get to run around on that turf?
I did.
It was a green piece of concrete. It was concrete.
It was crazy.
Landing on that thing.
Yeah. Or like you watch old videos of Ken Griffey Jr. playing in his prime, diving on concrete, which is what he was essentially doing. He's
covered in green sandpaper.
He's running on thin sandpaper.
Yeah.
And he's diving onto concrete, and he's still doing it.
Giving his body up for every play.
Yeah. So imagine if he was playing on what is now T-Mobile.
He never would have left. I don't think. I don't know. Who knows?
He had that Reds connection. He might have. He might have still gone, but
there's a lot of rumors about why he left too. By the way, might have been some extracurricular stuff, but I don't want to get into that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never heard that.
Ever heard those rumors?
We should. Are you allowed to share them?
Well, he's not. What can he do? Leave again?
I don't know if we should.
We got a statue now.
I don't want to meet my heroes in that way. I love Ken Griffey Jr. Don't tell me something that's going to reflect negatively. Is it because he wanted to get into photography? I knew it.
That's what it was about. His eye.
Yeah,
got a really good eye.
He had a really good eye.
Really good eye.
And he does. The pictures he took at the Masters, beautiful.
Well, I mean, you can't hit a ball like that unless you got a good eye.
Did you ever see the movie Little Big League? Did you ever see that back in the? It was a kids movie, and you were too old for it. Probably. It came out right around the time that you remember Rookie of the Year?
Sure.
Kid breaks his arm.
That was the kid who ended up being American Pie, right?
Yeah, he ended up being an American Pie. Yeah. Kid breaks his arm It heals too tightly.
Oh, yeah.
Really dumb concept, but like as a kid, I was like, I wish I could break my arm.
Year, right?
Yeah, rookie of the year.
The tendon healed, and he could throw a 95 on it.
And the doctor gets slapped in the nose when he's unhealed, and he goes, I think the tendon healed a little tight. And then the mom gives him Cubs tickets. They go to the Cubs game. Ball gets hit in the outfield. He has a chance to throw it back, and like a laser beam. John Candy's in the movie. It's a phenomenal movie. But it's a fiction. Mm-hmm. It's not real. None of that really happened.
Okay, good.
Around that same time, there was another movie called Little Big League, which was like a little more serious. It was still kind of silly, but a kid grows up loving baseball because his grandpa owns a professional baseball team. A lot of movies about like professional baseball teams in the 90s.
Okay.
His grandpa owns a professional baseball team, and then his grandpa passes away, and he leaves the team to the kid. And the team's kind of in trouble because of like there's some people circling who want to buy it and all this stuff.
The twins were in the movie, right?
And it's the twins.
Yes, I did see this movie.
And so
he's the new owner.
He's the new owner.
Right.
And he's able to run the team because he's got like his grandpa raised him and he knows all about baseball.
He's got a spoiled free agent that won't play up to his contract, and he's I love that's a great movie.
Could that happen with the Seahawks? Is there any possibility of like an ownership group coming in that's really a child? It's probably not a great idea. It's probably going to end up being like this billionaire who's 71 who's run Sun Microsystems, and that'd be the more responsible choice.
It wouldn't be as romantic. It'd be wonderful.
It'd be fun if there was just like a kid as a possibility, because you still got John Schneider who's really running the day to day, but the kid is having like a fun time.
Yeah, but
he's in the owner's suite. He's eating lots of candy.
Yeah, but those kind of stories are rare. What you usually get is the Al Davis's kid.
Yeah,
who's running that organization into the turlet.
Yeah, but he's an adult.
He's a
real person with a weird haircut.
Anywho,
I'm just throwing it out there. We're making wishes. I don't know who's going to own the team.
We said right out of the gate, I'd still have to see, Melinda Gates and Mackenzie Scott.
Sure.
Come together and put some kind of ownership group together. They've got ties to the city.
They can have like a ladies' night thing.
Yes.
And they can have like
are
they both divorced? Yeah, they're both divorced.
Both divorced. The ex-wives club.
And they could have like they could do a meetup where all the single ladies come in and they play like a Beyonce thing.
It's always ladies' night.
It's always ladies' night at the Seahawks. Right? Swipe right.
Hey, man, why not?
Why not? Maybe they meet Mr. Right at one of these things too. Just a nice guy who's going to treat him right.
Shows up and realizes the error of his ways. I wanted to be an NFL owner. But
yeah, and Bill Gates goes, "Oh man,
I really blew it.
I blew it." All right, we got a lot of stuff to get to. Should we get to real stuff?
Not really.
You want to talk about the deadly Asian needle ant? Because we only have a couple minutes left.
I don't know. I mean, we got rabid beavers.
It's crazy.
We got hantavirus.
We got hantavirus.
We
got
want
rabid
deadly
beavers.
Stinging ants. Deadly Asian. Was it needle ants?
It's a deadly Asian needle ant. I don't know what it does, but it can be deadly. It's tiny little guy. It's only 0.2 inches, so you got to watch out. You sneak in there, but he's either
0.2 inches is a pretty big ant.
0.2,
0.2
a fifth
inches.
of an inch.
Yeah, it's a pretty big ant.
What is an inch?
That's a pretty big ant.
That's like an ant size.
I don't know. I have an ant phobia.
Do you really?
Yes.
Have you been bitten?
Yes.
What happened?
Fire ants. Stepped on a nest as a little kid. Yeah. At summer camp.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Is that an East Coast thing? Fire ants? Do we have them here locally?
I don't think that. I don't know if we.
Where was your camp?
It's back in Maryland, Mid-Atlantic.
Yeah.
And it was nasty. I was pretty sick. Got pretty sick at summer camp. And then
that just ruins your whole experience.
Oh, it's hard. I can't go back. I mean, I can't go back now. Who knows? But I mean, it was
weird if you went back now.
Sleepaway camp. I'm going to relive camp. Little big camp.
Here's
we'll
an
call
idea.
It.
Here's an idea. This is a whole side, and then I want to hear more about your ant thing.
Don't make me relive the trauma.
No, just share a little bit.
Okay.
Why don't they have summer camp for adults? Why don't they have sleepaway camp? Have you ever seen the movie Wet Hot American Summer?
Sure.
So it's all those actors are adults, but they're playing children.
Yeah.
It's kind of a joke.
Yeah.
They made a prequel 10 years after the movie came out where they're supposed to be at the beginning of that camp, but like a bunch of them have gotten old and fat.
Okay.
And so like the joke with that one is one of the guys is pretending that by the end of camp he's going to get skinny, even though he's older and fatter now because they filmed the movie 10 years after. But anyway, the point of it is it's all these adults at summer camp, which always sounds so fun to me. I never got to go to summer camp when I was a kid. We didn't have a ton of money.
Yeah.
And so my parents, or they didn't believe in it. I don't know. I think it was a money thing. But it always looked so fun. And except for the fire ants.
Well, I had a horrible experience, but it was a pretty great camp.
Was it the only until the fire ants?
Until fire ants showed up? Yeah.
Was that the only time you went?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't go back.
And then you said, I can't.
I can't go back to camp. I couldn't go in the woods for a long time. I didn't want to go. Yeah, I was terrified. I was a little kid terrified.
How old were you?
7.
You don't have to relive it if you don't want to.
7, maybe 8. You know, and which is already hard enough. My older brother was at camp with me.
Yeah.
And I was a pain in the bottom because he had made friends and I was just a little tag along. And then I got fire ant, you know, I'm in the infirmary, I guess you called it, the nurse, the camp nurse.
She's got a red lotion on your butt.
Yeah, legs.
That's embarrassing. Oh, legs.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, right?
You just sat on it?
It came up my leg.
Came up your leg.
I was walking through the woods and stepped into something. My foot collapsed into a hive.
Oh.
A subterranean hive, so I was kind of stuck in there. And these things just straight up. Didn't matter that I wasn't wearing a skirt. It was access. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In the area?
Oh, yeah.
That's a shame.
We're lucky we had kids.
Really?
Well,
yeah.
You know.
That must have been terrifying at 7.
It was pretty traumatic.
They take you to the hospital?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. That's horrible.
Yeah, after a day of let's just rub something on it and see if that clears it up. And the next day was everything had swelled. Why am I reliving this? This is horrible.
Well, we're talking about ants.
Yeah, it was poisonous because they're they got little venom. That's what the fire part is.
Yeah,
and these needle ants,
these Asian needle ants are also. I don't think they're deadly as fire ants, but they can be. You can have allergic reactions to them. Sounds like you did.
Yeah, I swelled up pretty good. And
so you just avoid when you see ants on the ground. I cross the street.
I kill.
You kill them?
I kill every. I mean, I make it a mission now.
Yeah.
To kill ants.
You got a personal vendetta against them.
That's why I wear the hard shoes in the house,
Good
just
for
in
you.
case.
Some of the allergic reactions you can have to this. Here's some of the symptoms: hives, wheezing, swollen tongue. That's a weird one.
You eating them?
Nausea or vomiting.
Yeah, I had a little of that.
Dizziness and fainting, weak or rapid pulse.
Dang. That's
Symptoms such as feeling of impending doom.
How'd they get here? They're from Asia. They're from China, Japan, Korea's?
Probably a boat.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe a flight.
Well, they first showed up in America in 1932.
1932.
Wow.
Probably a boat. Came on over. They've been here since, biting people. But watch out for them.
What if I had Asian needle ants?
It might have been Asian needle.
They told me it was fire ants. This lady didn't know what she was doing.
What do they know? I was just going to I was not going to say it. It's a chick swing. I'm not going to say it. I was going to say something else, but I'm not. And now we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, when we come back, we'll do other stuff. Oh, can we do the CDL thing?
Sure. Yeah. We haven't been able to get to that. It's more important what we had scheduled. We had like movie prequels scheduled.
Yeah. This
story matters. The CDL story matters.
This is a crazy story. Yeah. We'll tell you about it next. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Davis Law Group.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan.
With Choke Points, we try to answer listeners' questions. It can be as simple as a neighborhood stop sign, or it can be as big as the budget for transportation. I don't care. I'll find the answer for you. It's really easy to get a hold of me at mynorthwest.com. We have a direct link there that gets right to me. You can also do it in the app. You can hit me up on the text line.
Choke Points, presented by Carter Subaru. Tuesdays and Thursdays on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
Hey, Spike O'Neill for Aegis Living. Recently, my aunt had surgery, and like most surgeries these days, you're home the next day. But she had some recovering to do, and we weren't sure as a family if we had the know-how or the equipment to get it done. So we were a little unsure what to do. We called the folks at Aegis Living and asked about their respite care. Respite care is short-term care that your family can use at Aegis Living, whether a couple days, couple weeks. Maybe you're just a caregiver in your family and you need a break. Aegis Living offers these respite care opportunities, and you get 24/7 expert care, all the amenities of an Aegis Living, maybe even a test drive to see if Aegis Living is the right fit for your family and moving forward. Go to aegisliving.com/spike and schedule a tour today. It can be exactly what you need, exactly when you need it. That's aegisliving.com/spike.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical, there's no beating CM Heating.
This is Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland. Having trouble with the government agency? Tired of dealing with red tape? I'll help you get the benefits you've earned. My office is here to help you with Social Security, Medicare, the VA, passports, and more. We've recovered millions of dollars for taxpayers and stand ready to help you. Call me at 360-459-8514 or visit strickland.house.gov.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
You could sleep through the night without thinking twice. You could take a seat in the middle of the theater. You could drive without worry of where the next restroom is. You used to say yes, and somewhere along the way, you stopped. Not because of one big moment, because of 100 small ones. A little more urgency, one more trip to the bathroom at 2 a.m., one more mental note about where the restroom is. It happened slowly enough that it just became you. But it's not you. It's enlarged prostate, and there's a treatment called aquablation therapy, the only ultrasound-guided robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Find an aquablation therapist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466, 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks, and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Golden Crest Metals helps investors understand how physical gold and silver can be held inside qualified retirement accounts without pressure or confusion. Our team brings decades of experience in precious metals and retirement planning with a focus on clear education, straightforward pricing, and a process designed to put clients first. Why do investors choose Golden Crest Metals? Experience, transparency, and a client-first approach. Tune into The Gold Show with Kenny Michaels every Saturday at 1 p.m.
You're losing your hair and you simply need a solution that works. You want the best. Modern technology, top-rated physicians, something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need world-class Dr. Perungo and his team at Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair has completely redefined hair restoration. From the experience itself to their unmatched results. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, maybe all three like I had. Get your hair back with Advanced Hair's simple one-day treatment that begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day. Advanced Hair has changed tens of thousands of lives, including mine. And get this, Advanced Hair is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. For your free consultation, call 425-449-8185. Right now, you'll get $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. Refine your hairline with the team that redefined hair restoration. That's 425-449-8185. Or for the before and afters, visit advancedhair.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa. This weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates. This weekend only, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Friday, 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Free admission. Free delivery. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Call 833-SPA-SALE or visit hottubandswimspasale.com.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's Cars with a K.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo. A patriotic act or a waste of taxpayer money? That's the debate in Puyallup, where the city council just approved spending $150,000 on a 100-foot flagpole flying a giant American flag.
The pole will be installed along North Meridian. Supporters want it up by the 4th of July as part of the nation's 250th anniversary. Councilmember Dennis King sponsored the motion.
It's about honoring 250 years of American sacrifice.
Tammy Barusco was among those speaking against the idea, saying the money should instead be donated to the Puyallup Food Bank.
Spending this type of taxpayer money on a project like this is nothing more than performative patriotism.
In the end, the vote was 4-3. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Well, the people who frequent the area where Seattle police say a 15-year-old girl was lured into nearby woods and assaulted say they are deeply disturbed by this week's crime.
Really scary.
A little more of your guard up when you're going to work considering what happened?
Yeah, for sure.
KIRO 7 TV's Runji Sinha reporting from the Northgate neighborhood.
Police say 35-year-old Joshua Kowalczewski approached a 15-year-old girl in this area who was waiting for the bus. He threatened her and forced her into the wooded area where she was sexually assaulted.
Kowalczewski's charged with kidnapping and rape. Court documents say he has 9 active warrants across 5 jurisdictions. The Humane Society for Tacoma and Pierce County says it is deeply sorry after a dog in its care attacked and killed another dog at the Tacoma City Marathon. Paul Beck tells KIRO 7 TV he is grieving his 10-year-old poodle, Brownie.
I turned around. All of a sudden, my wife is screaming.
The attacking dog was euthanized. The Humane Society just received that dog 2 days before the marathon. Shelter says it's now reviewing its event protocols. A minority owner of a rival NFL team could be lining up to buy the Seahawks. Reports say Vinod Khosla, a Silicon Valley billionaire and minority investor in the San Francisco 49ers, is considering a bid for the Hawks. He would not be alone. Sportico reports a Steel executive and Boston Celtics owner are also preparing bids. Seahawks responded, saying the franchise has, quote, no news to share. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 2:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Thanks, Aaron. Let's start you here in Seattle. North 5 scattered backup starting at the Michigan Curve up to the Ship Canal Bridge. Close to 40 minutes now to get through downtown. South 5 still about the same as last time we chatted. Stop and go from the Ship Canal Bridge to I-90. Over to the east side, South 405 in Bellevue. We're filling in from mid-Bellevue all the way down to that Renton Landing. It's heavy through Factoria down to about 112th. We cleared that earlier crash at 520. So Bellevue to Renton, we're back to about 25 minutes. North 405, just past Northeast 44th, a crash blocks your right lane. And traffic actually starts to slow back in South Center to Bellevue, just under 20 minutes. Seattle to Federal Way is a half hour. In Federal Way, we cleared that crash in North 5 at State Route 18 that was partially blocking your off-ramp. It's sitting on the shoulder now. And Everett to Marysville, we just hit the 10-minute mark with the usual crowding between 526 and Highway 2. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Now to your forecast. Some clouds out there, but still plenty of sun breaks as well. And highs today reaching the mid to upper 60s. We're at 63 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. This story is wild, and it will make you want to be very careful and aware as you drive on our highways and roads. There was a crash in Lacey back in December. Pretty bad pileup. Nobody was killed. A number of people went to the hospital. A semi-truck hit a bus. A school bus,
yeah.
Which, thank God, there was no kids on board at the time. And they were probably on Christmas break, actually, now I think about it. But in any case, I don't know if that happened. Yeah. Whatever, no kids on the bus. Road was blocked for hours. I believe this was on I-5, right?
Yeah.
Road was blocked for hours. And the truck driver, who was the one who rear-ended this bus, again, multi-car pile-up crash, road shut down for hours, people head to the hospital. This guy has no CDL. He has almost nothing in the video the audio we're about to play. Como News got this from State Patrol, but they have this story. He has number one. It's very clear from the trooper, the Washington State trooper that he's talking to, who pulled him over months earlier. He has no idea what she's saying. It doesn't seem, and he has almost nothing that she asked for.
Almost, he has nothing.
He has nothing that she, like logbooks. Medical cards,
logbooks,
registration for the load he's pulled, all these
license. He didn't have a CDL.
He doesn't have a CDL. All this stuff's been expired for years.
And this body cam footage was just released. That's why the story's on our table today.
So there's some amazing details about this. Let's play you some of the body cam footage, which we will play you from Como's piece. And then we're going to tell you what ends up happening to this guy. And it's... You just got to be careful when you're on the roads because you never know who's going to be driving these trucks. When I was a kid, I always thought the safest place to be was around these big rig drivers because they're professional drivers.
Right.
They're on the roads all the time.
I think it's still safe to make that assumption because I would think the vast majority of drivers,
most of
are
them,
legal, are safe, are trained, are abiding by restrictions on the type of vehicle they can pilot, on the type of hours they can spend.
But your chances of being hit by somebody that we're about to show you are not zero.
Well,
so you have to be vigilant. You still have to be careful.
Right. Go play
and don't cut in front of big rigs anyway.
I've told you that many, many times. People see those big trucks take longer to stop. It's just a matter of the laws of physics.
Space in front of them, especially in traffic, it's not so that they're letting people in.
It's not your on-ramp, people.
They're trying to make sure that they don't smash into someone. So when you cut that... Anyway, let's get to this driver. There's a Washington State Patrol trooper pulling over Juan Hernandez Santos in this truck and then inspecting, and he's got basically nothing that she's asking for.
Do you have paper logs?
Yeah, I do that.
You don't have any logbook at all? Oh my God, you're batting 1,000, man. It's not good.
Not good?
It's expired.
Okay.
Don't play dumb. You know it's expired. What the hell?
No commercial driver's license, no medical card, no logbook, and mechanical issues with the truck.
Okay, and then go through there and find a parking spot.
So she tells him to pull over. Somebody has to come and get the truck. He begs her. He says, "Can I please, just for this one time, just please let me keep driving?
Yeah,
and
I'll leave Washington.
Yeah, I'll go because he works for a company out of California, and he begs, let me stay on the road.
Yeah.
That's been expired for 2 years.
2 years?
2 years.
No more the truck?
No, you can't move the truck.
Okay.
You don't have a CDL.
Okay, no more. Okay.
I'm not gonna let you drive.
Come on,
No.
Come on.
Nope.
No more, no more, Washington.
You can't drive.
Please.
No.
Yeah, please.
No, you're getting a ticket for it. You cannot drive.
Okay.
You need to call somebody else to come get the truck.
Okay.
All right, so here's
this was during a stop in November last year.
Yeah, and this is 2 weeks prior. I said months, but it's 2 weeks prior to
two weeks prior to the multi-car collision involving a school bus, thankfully empty school bus
in Lacey
on I-5. Same driver,
yeah,
same truck.
Well, I guess allegedly, there's still parts of the
here's
parts of the case
as the story's not been released and the information about this guy's been released. He was.
Well, let's save his history because it gets crazy. I want to. That's a big reveal. It just adds to the story. You just go like, what in the heck? But again, trooper does not impound the vehicle. Here's the thing. Let me play this clip, and then here's a question for you.
I got you off the road, so I don't have to tow it. Okay? But you can't drive at all.
Let me ask you this question. I love our law enforcement, but this to me seems like a gaping hole in the system. Why wasn't an arrest made? If somebody's doing something illegal, why wasn't an arrest made? Or at least, maybe don't arrest the guy. Maybe she's being kind and she's saying, like, all right, he's going to end up getting deported and all these things. It's going to be a big hassle for this guy. He's just trying to do a job. Maybe she's just being really nice.
Okay.
Fine. Impound the vehicle. Everything in the cab would suggest that you cannot trust this guy's judgment.
Thank you.
He's from a company from California, so he probably doesn't have somebody locally that can just step in and help him out. And yet still, she says, park the vehicle until somebody else. Do you think she really believed that he was going to come up with somebody to come and get the truck?
He's going to sit there
for
until
a week?
Somebody else comes and drives this truck for you. At the bare minimum, take the keys to the truck.
Yeah.
You got another driver come pick these keys up at the station?
She could impound it. She could have impounded it.
Leave it sit. It was in a truck stop. Leave it sit there until another driver, a licensed driver with valid certification, comes and gets the keys from my department.
And now, listen to Attorney Mark Lindquist in Tacoma. Is he in Tacoma?
He's Tacoma.
Tacoma. Here you go. Talking to Como News.
You have a collision and you have injuries. We're lucky nobody died here. One of the more disturbing aspects of this case is that a Washington State trooper would just accept the word of a rogue driver that he won't get back on the road. That makes no sense. Based on the facts, as I understand them, this driver should have been arrested. The vehicle should have been impounded. That would have been in the interest of public safety. All vehicles are potentially dangerous weapons, but a commercial vehicle in particular is doubly dangerous to everyone on the road. We need for those drivers to be competent.
Okay, let me give you some details on the background of this guy.
Please. Oh.
Court records show Hernandez Santos has years of poor driving history. He has a hit-and-run crash, according to these records that Como found. multiple DUI convictions. He works for a company based out of Sunland, California. The U.S. Department of Homeland Security say that he was in the country illegally at the time of the crash. According to DHS news release, he had previously been deported in 2005 and 2006. And here's the kicker, and here's
I know.
This is the part where I just go like, there's arguments to be made about people who are living in the country, even illegally, who have been here for a long time and are not a danger to the community. Let's have that as a separate conversation. But when somebody like this is on the road, who's doing all these things, who has multiple DUIs, who's been deported multiple times and still keeps showing up doing illegal things, listen to this. DHS say that there was a detainer request made when this guy was arrested in Thurston County. A detainer request for him was not honored, and he was released before agents could take him into custody. I mean, that doesn't even you and I often disagree on these things.
But these are the worst of the worst. These are the worst of the worst. This is what we campaigned on, Mr. President. That the worst of the worst, the criminal offenders.
Why can't Washington honor a detainer request for somebody who's clearly
what rationale is
dangerous
Thurston County? Somebody who's just plowed into 5 cars, driving without a license, is criminal enough to hold this guy.
Well, Washington won't work with these officers.
This is such a lawsuit waiting to happen for the folks involved in that accident.
100%.
They probably already knew this. Mark Lundquist is involved. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, what did this state patrol, the state trooper, open the state up to for in the way of liability? How do you have a guy with nothing registered for 2 years? How do you
trust him?
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a big
officer. Come on.
It is nice, though, to have a story that we can all kind of agree on.
Yeah, well, this is a horrible,
this is an easy one.
Horrible judgment.
And thank
By
God,
all involved.
Thank God nobody was killed.
Amen.
But you got to get this guy off the road because it seems like a matter of time.
Yeah.
All right, let's do text messages. We got those next. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Patrick was way behind on his IRS taxes.
I was in way over my head. The total amount ended up being somewhere just over $30,000. $30,000.
Then the IRS came to collect.
Started getting letter after letter. A lien had been filed against me. They were going to basically hang me completely out to dry.
He had to do something.
That's when I reached out to Optima Tax Relief.
Patrick's life quickly got a lot easier.
It was very easy. Pretty much hands off. They picked up the ball and ran with it.
And how'd it go?
I couldn't believe it. I had to ask 2 or 3 times. I saved an incredible amount of money.
How does Patrick feel about Optima?
Couldn't be happier. They definitely helped me. Optima Tax Relief, the best place to call. They're the best in the business.
Do what Patrick did and call Optima Tax Relief for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
If you're over 62 and feel squeezed by rising monthly bills, listen carefully. I'm Steve Teitler, owner of Best Mortgage. Every week I talk with seniors who love their home, want to stay in it, but feel more financial pressure every month. Property taxes are adding up. Insurance is up. Everyday bills are up, and for some, they still have a mortgage payment on top of all of that. Are you worried about outliving your savings? A reverse mortgage could help by eliminating your mortgage payment, paying off debt, and giving you breathing room every month. Now, let me be clear, it's not right for everyone. But for the right person, it can be a powerful tool. When you call Best Mortgage for a free consultation, you'll talk directly with me. I'll explain your options and tell you honestly if it makes sense for your situation. If you're 62 or older and want straight answers about staying in your home with less financial stress, call me today, 425-649-6000. Best Mortgage. Honest advice you can trust. 425-649-6000.
You can't control what's happening in the world. You can't control gas prices or what the market does tomorrow. But you can control whether your retirement is protected when the unexpected hits. That's what Rajiv Nagaich has dedicated his career to helping families do. Not just picking investments, but building one plan that brings your healthcare, housing, legal, and financial decisions together into a single strategy. A strategy designed to keep you out of a nursing home, protect your assets, and keep your family from becoming your unpaid caregivers. If the last weeks have made you uneasy about your future, you need help. Join Rajiv at a free 90-minute seminar this May. You'll see where most plans fall short and how yours doesn't have to.
Register for a free LifePoint Law Retirement Planning Seminar in Puyallup on May 5th, Federal Way on May 6th, Bellevue on May 7th, or Linwood on May 12th. Seminars begin at 6:30 p.m. Space is limited, so sign up at lifepointlaw.com. That's lifepointlaw.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit revivemenshealth.com.
I just can't dig it.
Dig what?
My water line.
Needs replacing?
And I don't want digging in my yard.
And maybe your driveway.
Can't dig it.
Don't dig it.
But how do you?
Apollo Plumbing replaces water lines without digging up your yard.
You're Dan.
From the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Apollo Plumbing.
Our trenchless technology replaces water and sewer lines.
Without digging up my yard?
2 little holes is all it takes.
Sounds better.
Faster, too.
In my yard?
Like we were never there.
Sounds spendy.
Not so much.
Oh?
In the end, about the same as that messy digging you don't want.
How do you figure?
Think about that landscaping you love.
Yeah?
Trenchless means you won't be paying to replace it.
Or my driveway.
We run everything underground.
Trenchless?
Do them all the time.
How about...
Easy payments?
Yeah.
With approved credit. Sure thing.
When can you get started?
We are the Ready Right Now plumbers.
Love that.
Apollo Plumbing, trenchless waterline replacement.
Sewer lines, too.
Can you dig that?
That I can.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger.
This Memorial Day, feel the freedom of lower energy bills. Lake Washington Windows and Doors is taking $525 off every window, plus $1,000 off every patio or entry door. Plus, enjoy 12 months free financing. LakeWashingtonWindows.com.
Spring is a perfect time to make improvements that protect and add value to your home. Hi, Justin Shirley, CEO of State Roofing and Exteriors. For decades, homeowners across the Pacific Northwest have trusted our team for roofing, siding, windows, and custom decking. This spring, save up to $3,000, or qualified homeowners can take advantage of 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest up to 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com today to schedule your free estimate.
All right, welcome back to the show. Lots of great text messages today.
Wow.
Boy, we've done a lot of crazy topics.
Uh-huh.
Let's just get right into the reactions.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it, Laura.
No buffer for school zones when expanding Seattle shelters. 360 says, how about the homeless camps have to be within 20 feet of a Seattle City Council member's house? If these people are harmless, they should be 100% on board.
Sounds good to me.
Operation Share Your Fence.
Perfect.
Yeah,
do it.
I like it.
I love it.
Yes, in my backyard.
Yimby. 406 says, guys, correct me if I'm wrong, 24-hour security, shelter, counselors. Is that a warm and fuzzy way to say jail?
It is, except for the drugs, which will also be allowed.
Been in jail lately?
I have not. I have not. Although, you're right, drugs do get in. But in that case, they have to be keistered in or some other way.
Prison wallet.
Exactly. Yep. They just walk around with them at these places. All right, Jacques from Kent. With drugs, punishment must come first, then rehabilitation. Seattle's backwards. Thank you, Jacques.
We got a picture today, Laura.
We did. On the rabid beaver attack in New Jersey, Barbara says, our family had rabies vaccines after we found a dead bat in the loft by beds.
Scary.
Doses by patient weight. They give it in the arm, not the abdomen now. And then she also included a photo. This beaver, pictured, likes to sit on the warm pavement at night on our country road. We are trying to name the busy beaver on our road. Any ideas?
Do you have an idea, Spike? I got one.
A beaver that likes to warm himself on a road at night?
Yeah.
Call him Speed Bump.
Oh.
Because that's, I hate to say it, but
I was going to say Kevin.
Oh, Kevin's great.
Just name everything Kevin. Speed bump is probably more likely.
Brake check.
What was that? 360 says, Jake, where you been? Under a rock all your life?
Oh, this is on the scent glands out of skunks.
Yeah, taking the scent glands out of skunks. They've been taking the scent glands out of skunks forever. Go online. You can find people raising and selling skunks as pets. They purr like a cat. They're very intelligent. Sandbox trainable. It's a brave new world.
I did not know that was a thing until last week when I heard about it.
Pet skunks. Descented.
Have you ever taken a wild animal and tried to domesticate them, make them a pet?
No.
Never.
Not since I was like 7.
Yeah. I don't mean now, but like as a child, you like a bird hits your window, you try to raise it as one of your own. Like you've never.
My
done
best
anything?
friend raised a blue jay as their own, a baby blue jay that hit a window, and they fed it, and then for years it would hang out in their backyard and
that's so cool.
Sing to them, and they could feed it out of their hands.
The only guy I ever knew who had a wild bird that he kept as a pet and raised. You know who it was. You know him. His name's Jake. The bird was Jake.
You're right. The bird's name was Jake, and the old man's name was
Brooks. Brooks was here.
Brooks was here.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so sad.
Well, massage parlor trafficking, Jennifer says, you guys make it sound like all massage parlors are bad. I think that's a very wrong thing to do. I've had some great back massages at different ones and no funny business.
Well, Jennifer,
we're not trying to say they're all bad.
We're not saying they're all bad. We're saying that there's a high percentage, though, of
there's a lot of them that look
there's investigations happening. There's prostitution happening. I was just surprised.
A lot of news stories out there, Jennifer.
There's a lot of news stories. Also, Jennifer, you're not really the client they're after.
425, read 425.
425 says, I have a friend who tells me he has been to many massage parlors in Snohomish County where you can get almost whatever you want sexually. I bet if you were to put a number on it, about 50% of more offer those services. Do you think it's that high, 50%?
Well, I don't. You live up in Snohomish County. You tell me.
I've been to one massage parlor in my life.
Yeah.
It was in Bellevue.
Okay.
It was a couples massage I did with my wife.
Yeah.
And there was no funny business.
Well, no.
It also was not a great massage.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I just didn't
That's
super enjoy. I didn't.
Yeah.
But that was just people touching me. I didn't like.
It's not my thing.
Me neither.
You know, it's not my thing.
What are you into them, Laura? Do you like massages?
I love a massage, but I'm just giggling over here because my sister and I once accidentally got put into a couples massage situation together. We could not stop laughing, especially when I got a sound bath and she didn't. We were in the same room.
And they
circled
you
me
with
a little gong and totally ignored her.
Sound bath?
Like, what?
Can I get a little ding over here? Which actually sounds kind of pervy.
That's the problem in Snohomish County. Yeah.
On summer camps for adults, Jesus says the camp out at Camp South, which is in Vashon Island apparently, is a glammed up 21+ weekend featuring s'mores, paddling, arts and crafts, and the session is scheduled for That sounds pretty great. If I didn't have kids, that sounds pretty great.
I bet it sounds pricey too.
Yes, I'm sure it is.
Check out Camp Win a Rainbow. Wavy Gravy from the Grateful Dead fame runs a camp for adults. Well, that's kind of
all right. Well, I'm not the first.
It's a religious experience at that place.
And finally, Joey said on Amazon Ozempic, they said Amazon should send free toilet paper with each order of Ozempic.
We might need it with the
pay the extra $6.99 to get you there within 2 hours.
Great post. All right, guys. John Curley's coming up next. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Bye bye.
A comment from Seattle Mayor Katie Wilson is suddenly getting fresh attention.
Claims that millionaires are going to leave our state are like super overblown.
Seattle's new mayor can't seem to wave this one off.
You know, the ones that leave, like, bye.
Arrogance is the word. Exclusive reaction at mynorthwest.com.
When you're a leader, you also have to be there for the people that didn't vote for you.
And the conversation continues on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM and the KIRO Newsradio App.
The team that gave me back my full head of hair, Advanced Hair, is once again the winner of the 425 Business of the Year. Dr. Parango and his world-class team begin regrowing your own natural hair the very next day. And Advanced Hair guarantees your new hair will grow, just like they did for me. Find out why Advanced Hair is the best of the best. With your free consultation, you'll receive $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
The action is fierce, the energy is over the top, and it's a night you don't want to miss. It's Excite Fight Live MMA at Muckleshoot Casino Resort on Saturday, May 23rd at 7 p.m. See a full night of incredible combat when MMA fighters face off in the cage and turn the excitement all the way up. Get your tickets now at muckleshootcasino.com.
Your medication for enlarged prostate is working. That's what you tell yourself. You're up 3 times a night instead of 5. The urgency is manageable. The stream's not great, but it's fine. That's the problem. Fine. Enlarged prostate, or BPH, doesn't pause because the medication takes the edge off. The prostate keeps growing. The bladder keeps working harder. And over time, those changes can be harder to reverse. But surgery? Not for you, right? Aquablation is not the surgery you're picturing. It's the only ultrasound-guided, robotic-assisted therapy for enlarged prostate. Don't wait until things become unbearable. Find an Aquablation urologist near you. Call Aquablation Seattle at 206-666-2466. 206-666-2466. That's 206-666-2466. All surgical treatments carry risks and results may vary. Side effects may include urinary symptoms, mild pain, ejaculatory dysfunction, or infection. In rare cases, complications to the urethra and rectum may occur. Aquablation therapy may not be right for everyone. Talk to your urologist to learn more. Visit aquablationseattle.com.
Hey, it's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. Wednesday, May 13th, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
Dr. Wagner, what joints have you seen good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Join his free live stem cell webinar Wednesday, May 13th. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Be advised, this is your opportunity to save up to 40 to 80% on a hot tub or swim spa this weekend only, Friday through Sunday, Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. 18-month interest-free financing. Our factories have demanded we sell 1,000 hot tubs and swim spas this weekend. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Huge factory incentives, factory rebates this weekend only. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. We can remove your old hot tub. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Deep discounts. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center. Free delivery of your new hot tub. Just relax and enjoy. Washington State Fairgrounds Event Center.